Welcome back to The Good Talk, the show where we discuss what's hot, what's grot, and everything between in the wide world of Warhammer. Thank you so much for joining us. It is April Fool's, and I'm here with my own April Fool, Shayne Rucky. How you doing?
I'm doing good now that I won that game. This would have been very different if I would have lost. It would have been pretty hard, but I won. So
that's why I knew I had to throw it, so that you'd be in a good chipper mood to discuss with all these lovely people. Thank you for joining us. We are here to discuss a number of things. We're going to discuss kind of big topic of the day, and then we're going to dive into a bunch of super chats. So don't forget, if you have a list you want us to review, if you have questions about Warhammer, life, anything, send them in now, and we're happy to chat. This is our opportunity to just kind of hang out on a lovely Saturday evening, afternoon.
Yeah, let's talk some Warhammer.
That's what it's all about, right? Speaking of Warhammer, let's dive on in. So today, we're going to talk about the concept of preparing for 10th edition. 10th edition is coming. This is great. We're all excited. It's fantastic. But we're in this awkward phase of we know it's coming. We know it's sometime in the summer. We don't know how long we're going to be waiting. And in the meantime, what are we going to do? Not play Warhammer? Maybe. No.
Yeah.
This is what we want to talk about, is what should we be doing in the meantime? What is a good use of your time hobby-wise, game-wise, just kind of mentally, and how can we be prepared for 10th edition given the fact that we know very little about it? So let's just kind of kick it off. What do you guys think? What are your plans while waiting for 10th edition?
So the thing about it right now is it's really upsetting. What we have to address is like 9th edition is in a very good place. Yeah. I really love it that there are so many different factions that actually look really fun, really solid, and like not the craziest thing that a lot of us are kind of figure out where 9th is. We know what armies we're playing for like the main tournament scene, what we're doing for fun, what our hobby projects are. But I've been looking around about like projects to start, and I think that's my biggest thing is like, because 9th is dying, this is not the time to start a new army.
Bridget didn't like the word dying.
We missed Meme of the Week.
Oh no!
Which I prepped and then just didn't run.
Wow, Bridger.
We'll have time today.
He would have to bring it over.
It would be difficult. It would be a challenge.
I believe in you.
I can figure it out.
You promised it to the chat.
That's what you're going to be doing, getting ready for 10th.
Making memes.
Making memes.
Making memes.
I think you bring up a great point, Shayne, which is that the game is actually in a pretty fun spot right now. We've been playing a lot of tournaments lately.
Yep.
More so, actually, than we had the rest of the whole year, basically.
I've been a hermit for a while.
Yeah.
Just sitting on multiple armies and just waiting. And then Arcs of Omen turned it. I literally had, by like 4 armies I had were like very middling and not great.
Right.
And then Arcs came out and turned all of them around where I'm just like, all of these are just, like, I want to play them all. And I think this week I went from painting Dreadnoughts to painting Knights to assembling some Custos models. And I just ordered more, like, sterilizers, the flying stuff for my AdMech that I'm just like, I'm so divided because I'm like, I want to play everything. It all works.
There's so many things that are strong right now. I know we're all, like, there's a lot of skies falling about Space Marines. They're ridiculous. Whatever. Space Marines are great, but a lot of other armies are great, and they can also fight each other.
Yeah.
You know, and so I think that's a thing. Actually, I want to encourage people to is go out and still play 9th edition, have a good time, go to tournaments. It is different than it's ever been for a long time. It still hasn't quite settled, as we've seen. Basically, every week there's top armies. Like, this is the top army in 9th edition now, and every week it's something different, which is a good sign.
Yeah.
So I think it's not crazy to say go out and play while you can, while you're still energized about it. As you get closer, I understand you might be, well, you know, I'm looking towards 10th, but there is still time to go out and play then. So frankly, one thing to do while you're waiting for 9th, 10th is play 9th.
Yeah, play 9th. It's really good.
That's still a big thing, you know?
Yeah, the meta's crazy where it's just like, remember everyone was talking about how Guard were this like insane, wild thing, and that they were gonna dominate everything. And then like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, it was like orcs were just nothing, like placing in everything. We're like, okay, I guess
it's not a thing. You know?
Yeah. So that's the main thing. Is gonna be a lot of downtime when you're not playing. Is how do you prepare for this?
Right.
And this is not the time to start a new army. And I'm feeling.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I would choose one of the factions you have and go wide. This is, I had that experience with my Space Marines. I have a massive Space Marine collection.
Right.
And
Flex.
I had 3 gladiator bodies like just sitting there. I had I have 3 of the speeders, and these are terrible. These have been terrible since the Codex came out. Too many points and everything, and they changed it. All of a sudden, it went well. Like they just became fantastic, and everyone else is scrambling trying to find these pieces. And I'm just like, I'll plop it. For those people who are new that didn't live through Index Camera, they are redoing all of the, all the profiles. So it's really hard to gauge what is going to be good.
Yeah, they're because they're redoing everything and because there's some pretty fundamental changes, we can expect things that were bad to be good and vice versa. So I do definitely agree. I think if you have pick the army that you like the best, aesthetic wise and maybe abstractly play wise, and start beefing that up. Be ready. Is there a unit that you love the model of but is just not fun or good in the game right now? Get working on it, because we have no idea what's going to be good in 10th edition, and so you're going to be rewarded for having this more broad collection that's ready. So it is a great time to just go back through your collection, repaint old stuff, bring it up to a higher standard, do some of the models you wanted to do in that collection. I definitely agree. I think this is, in my opinion, probably the best thing that you can be doing right now is bulking out those collections. I'm doing it with Dark Angels. I've been doing it with Orcs. There's a few of mine that I'm just kind of going through. I'm like, I want to be ready for whatever is going to be relevant in the new edition, and it's a time to look at those units that are not good, like Flash Kits. So I think that's
speaking of Flash Kits, I was going to ask you and Bridger, what are your hopeful for units that you have the models for that you never painted, or that you painted and they've been just sitting there because they don't get any table play?
That's a great question.
For me, it's Reavers. Reavers have never had a good place, but they have the coolest helmet. I always tell people that Reavers' only point in the game right now is to use that to upscale the Firstborn Marines with cool helmets.
We have some of your Vanguard on the table here, which I converted from Reavers as per your request. It's Reaver bodies, Reaver helmets, and then Vanguard stuff.
Yeah.
Because they have great helmets.
They have great
Terrible
things.
rules.
Yeah. Always been so bad.
So Reavers for you. I think Flash Kits are up there for me, 100%. And a lot of the Orc stuff is actually okay right now. I love Burnas, and they're okay, but I'd love for them to be I'll actually take them in a list
I missed when they had the Melta Slap. That was always cool.
I know. Bring it back.
Yeah.
Bring back the Melta Slap.
It was a bit goofy, but
they were awesome because they would switch to the cut in flames, which is still a strat. What about you, Bridger? Anything that you're hoping gets some love breathed into it?
Yeah. What are you actually
Forge
looking
World
at?
Custodes, other than Dreadnoughts, has been in a rough spot for a while.
Yeah.
I want to see the return of the Grav Tank. All the Grav Tanks need some work. The Whale has never been good in 40k.
Transport.
And make the Whale good again, GW. And by again, I mean from
First
Horse
time.
Heresy.
Yeah.
It was good in Horse Heresy.
It was good in Horse Heresy. That's true. Yeah, that's fair. Let us know in chat what units are you hoping to get a glow up and actually see the table again.
Yeah.
So paint and work on that right now. That's the number one thing. I don't know that I agree that it's a bad time to start a new army. It's a risky thing for sure.
Yeah.
If you start going into models that just are horrible, and that'll be kind of sad. But
if you can go wide.
I don't know. We have a few months, and it might be the right time to do that. So I think the best way is double up and go wide on what you have.
Yeah.
I think it's not a bad decision though to start a new one. Sorry.
Yeah. I would recommend armies that have not a lot of options. Votan, I think, is a perfect starter army right now.
Right.
Because we don't know what the rules are going to be crazy. World Eaters is fantastic. Death Guard. That's actually one of the armies I'm working on that I have pretty much 3 of everything in the slot for my Death Guard army.
Yeah.
Just because I'm whatever the edition comes out, I'll be ready to play day one, not have to. Nothing's worse that feeling of scrambling to be oh, this is good.
Exactly. Because the collection is smaller and it's more concise, you can more easily get everything that you need, right?
Yeah.
Whereas, Space Marines, Eldar, frankly even Orcs, these armies, Tyranids with massive collections, it's easy to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. And in fact, you even had this, despite your large collection. You got lucky on some stuff, the Reaper and the Speeders, but it's cool, you have a massive Space Marine collection, but there's always new Space Marine stuff coming up, and it's such a big book, it's very easy to be oh, but you don't have X, Y, and Z.
I would not recommend Space Marines to people. It's
Yeah.
so hard.
You don't have the time to start them, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And just the main thing's going to be with Space Marines in 10th edition, I think, is going to be how are they going to manage loadouts on models? Because, my personal hack is Vanguards, what I've just ordered are custom spears to replace their power weapons, because there are no power spears in the game yet. So whatever they change them to, if it becomes lightning claws are still the things, this just is my count as conversion lightning spear.
Right.
This is
Yeah.
it's just because, that's the big change. I'm worried for you Space Wolf players.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Space Wolves have so many different loadout possibilities. It's ridiculous right now. It's very strong right now, which is why you might be tempted to go play them. But it's tough, and unfortunately, a lot of it does come with the kit. So it's not I think one of my best, I'll just rate my own recommendations. I think a recommendation I can make is build what's in the kit. I am very skeptical of us being able to optimize loadouts as much as we can now. So for example, again, Mel's just starting Space Wolves. She got some Thunderwolf Cav that you gave her, and the box actually only comes with 1 Thunderhammer.
Yeah.
Right now, I really like 3 Thunderhammers.
Yeah.
But are we really in that 10th edition going to be able to run more than 1 per 3? I feel like they're going to go for what's in the box.
Plague Marine say hello.
I honestly think that's what's going to happen.
That's an interesting prediction. You know what? I agree with you. Now that you've said it out loud, I think most, if not all, kits will probably go to loadout as what's in the box.
Which is also how you balance war gear being free. You know, if you can really mitigate the ability to like spam a profile.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, having said that, that's still all speculation and still risky. So, I'm nervous. I'm nervous for her. I'm nervous for all.
That would really change Tau dramatically.
Oh, it'd be horrible
faction
for
would
Tau.
change. Because what comes in the box is pretty random, and what you can take on the model is literally anything ever. So,
crisis suits are stressful.
That makes me real
we'll see.
nervous.
We'll see.
So, that's just a few thoughts. Any questions from chat on this or super chats related to this before we dive on into more general stuff?
I'm sure we're going to come back and touch on stuff like this because it's a pretty broad concept.
Absolutely.
But before we get into super chats, I did attempt to recreate Meme of the Week. Now, this is a bit sloppy.
Meme of the Week!
There's no attributions. But here are some great memes from this past week.
Oh my god. I play good talk.
You've activated my capture card.
A capture card!
This is, of course, today's April Fool's joke on the Discord.
This is amazing.
That was brilliant.
Changing the icon to have a notification on it. I was Vision on Sunday. I don't know if you guys saw. In my cape.
Vision.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I like that.
This is me on a comic book cover.
That's a terrifying. You want to put red wine in your Coke?
It's fantastic.
You're a monster.
It's a nice chill drink. And that's not even the most degenerate drink I make.
You're an animal.
And then, of course, I hate Dark Angels until the line.
The guy literally wants to just deep strike 9 inches away and reroll charges.
Now I'm into it.
The most inadvisable strategy.
I'm sold. Look, you sold me. You managed to sell me on it. So here we go.
Forth walk. I am actually
the secret Space Force,
Yeah, exactly.
Behind
you gotta just, if there's a forest, you gotta be aware. I'm genuinely excited to read the novel for the Lion. I think it's rare that I'm like, oh, this novel comes out and I want to read it like on release. Like I'll get to it eventually, but they're kind of hinting that there's a lot of upcoming lore that's going to be in that book. So for the first time, I'm like, I want to get it the weekend it comes out and I want to read it.
I'm so interested to see how he's going to interact with Cypher. Cypher's always been this like mysterious thing always in the background of 40k. But now he's coming to the forefront. He's got the lion's sword.
Yeah. Like, hey.
I'm just imagining a scene where it's going to be him running away with it. And then
maybe
hey, get back here.
Right?
GW will finally kill Cypher. What do you think?
Nah.
You don't think the lion's just going to kill him and take his sword back?
I think, no, because what they suggested in the community article is the lion might be gathering the fallen.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not. That's
Cypher famously fallen.
But
Get up.
Yeah, I think Cypher's got a plan, like within plans. So I cannot see them getting rid of him. I could see it just being like, oh no, he's been a good guy the whole time.
I think it's going to be something like that, yeah. I just want them, whatever it is, to do it because he appeared when Gilliman appeared. In our timeline, 5-6 years ago, we're like, oh,
Cypher?
Yeah. What's going to happen?
Yeah.
And then we're still waiting. We're like, all right, Cypher, whatever.
Yeah, he's been just hiding out on Terra this whole time.
Yeah.
40k time moves real slowly.
Yeah.
Real slowly.
Yeah.
How many decades have we been on the 13th Black Legion, Black Crusade?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Sometimes we've actually been both before it and after it, but we're currently in it, I think. In it.
Hey,
is this the 13th Crusade? Yeah.
Yeah, I think currently it's been
They're just like, you can't say
the
the 14th Crusade. That sounds weird.
That's what they messed up. Yeah. And then they're like, oh, actually, all those other crusades, they weren't failed. They were just preparing. That was like rituals. They needed to do the thing. It's not a failure. Like, okay.
I thought that was pretty cool.
I like the rebrain. I don't want to have time to look like a loser.
Yeah.
With that, let's take a look at some lists.
Well, first, we did, this question was from Custos. We pushed it off to the list section, and it was repeated by Frederick, I think is what we've been told those glyphs mean.
So not Peter.
Not Peter.
Yeah.
No. So this was, given the new detachment rules, what would you like to see for Space Marines, Chaos Space Marines, World Eaters, Death Guard, and Thousand Suns as detachments? Such a broad question.
Great question.
Okay.
Ooh.
Transports are free. I want to see it.
No.
Bring it back.
You didn't even play during that.
I know. Bring it back. I want to see
Battle
it.
Company.
I wanna see
still
it.
want to play. Oh, that's what we could do.
Drop Pod Battle Company was one of the most aggravating tournaments when I first started. Was a brand new nubile learning how to play 40k. I played against someone that brought a double Battle Company of Dark Angels, which was a little bit cheaper, and they were able to take 2 of them, and they were able to bring like 21 drop pods. And their only strategy was to drop the drop pods onto the objectives, so you can't actually physically get onto the objectives.
Sounds great.
This is back when like you killed models,
do
and
it.
they just stayed.
Yeah.
So you're like,
Unless you blew up the drop pod, which was a 1 in 6,
Six,
a little
yeah.
bit better if you have Melta. But you would just kill them, and they just sit here, and they would get splayed out too. This was also that one of like very few weekends where they're like, oh, you can have them deployed with the legs out. I had never seen you so
I would just like,
traumatized.
yeah, he's literally just like, you can't score. I'm like, what?
Isn't it great?
Yeah.
It was great. I like it.
Oh man,
dark
John
times.
Furham, we love you wherever you are.
Yeah, this was John. Now that we've outed him.
Yeah.
Let's see. So you come up with a Space Marine one.
Okay.
I'm gonna come up with a CSM one. Bridger,
I get all the other.
just look handsome.
Oh.
Do a Death Card
All right.
one.
No, I can.
So
just look
detachment,
handsome.
what are we talking like?
So
Give me a scope of detachment.
so from
Would it
what
be
I
like
can tell,
doctrines?
frankly, yes, because question?
Well, like our prediction is it's something similar to Regiments of Renown, right? There's like list building restrictions that give you abilities. So you have to take certain things. You're not allowed to take certain things,
Yeah.
and in return you get some specialization bonus. Your units gain abilities or stratagems or relics or something.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Red Angel.
It's exactly like the Red Angel.
Okay.
Which Doctrine's funny enough, they did tease a little bit about that.
Yep.
But that's neither here nor there. Okay, so Emperor's Children. Obviously, everyone has to be Slanesh. Can't have any cult troops of the other types. That's easy. That's probably the only requirement I would have there. And then the bonus, it's like, what do we do if we are reducing down to just a couple key things? I think still fight first for everyone, because basically we're removing
Chapter
chapter
tactics.
tactics.
Yeah.
So in some cases, I think we'll get them back a bit. So probably, funny enough, I kind of like what they have now.
Yeah.
Fight first and ignore negative modifiers feels very Emperor's Children-y. And cutting down to, okay, well, this is a bad example, because I'm pretty much would just take what we have now. There's like 8 stratagems or 6 stratagems. I think you can cut them down to just kind of the core interesting ones, like the intervention, like the fight last. The auto 6 is super cool. Almost like those 3. I think we'll get more than 3 per spread, but I would probably do that. And then the warlord traits, I would keep Fatal Sonancy, which is the mortal wound shooting, little Screecher Reno. So I'm doing a bad job of answering this because I basically just use all the rules they already have.
I don't think a lot of them are bad. So I've been harping on it for a while, and this is that what they should have done for Space Marines is I do like the way the doctrines work now.
Right, yeah.
And everything. The problem is that instead of just making it so you can be devastated for each one, is they should go old school, is you get 2 charges of each doctrine.
Right.
And you choose when to activate them and when to do that. And so it'd be like, okay, I want to do front load in, just do Devastator at the front. Maybe this turn I need to go in, so I'm going to go Assault. Actually play, but it also will, if you have to change it, you only get 2 turns of it.
Right.
And you'll have one that you're only in one. So maybe you don't like tactical ones, so you save that. This will cause Space Marine players to have to build their list around actually doing Assault, tactical stuff, and Devastator, which is supposed to be well-rounded.
Yeah, it matches their lore better.
Yep.
It puts you in a box in the sense you have to be able to play all 3, but it also is more tactically flexible, which is like doctrines are not supposed to be like we do step 1, 2, and then 3. Same thing with the katas, right?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be flexible and like, hey, we should employ this strategy right now. And this is kind of how it used to be with Battle Company.
It was,
and
yeah.
I think it's much better. I like this.
It fits it way better.
Yeah.
I don't like that you actually have to do the cycle, because that was the thing. The old one you had to come back. I would just make it so you just choose which one you're going to be in at that turn, and it's just you get 2 of all of them.
It wouldn't be crazy. And I don't know about you. I don't know how you feel about this. I'd probably just get rid of super doctrines completely.
Ooh,
I think
I
you could
agree.
get rid of super doctrines. I think I rather see good rules rather than having your super doctrine builds it around. And I like this idea that they move a lot of those buffs to the named characters. So if you want to play, say, salamanders. Salamanders are fantastic when they do a good job of this. Is you take Vulcan Histan, and he gives you rerolls to wound on flamers and Melta, which makes you want to build more to that.
I actually like that
rather
a lot.
than just like, oh, I want to play salamanders, and now I'm locked to bringing like this. Or Space Wolves have Iron Company, or like the Iron Wolves and different like things, but they're all just like close combat. My biggest tragedy before I went Purple Marines was I was a really big Blood Angels player, and I loved them, and it had a big diverse army, but then the new book came out and it only wanted you to do one aspect of the book. Yeah. Taking anything with shooting was just kind of just frowned upon and just not worth it, and it just really stunted the play. I want to be able to play all my models because, yeah, Blood Angels are fantastic at shooting, but they just happen to be a little bit better at close combat.
In lore.
In lore, yeah.
On the tabletop, they're
It's
terrible at
only
shooting.
close combat. They only charge and run, and
Which is something we want to see fixed.
Right.
Yeah.
What about you, Bridger?
Oh, so making a Death Guard detachment ability, I think there should be a no Demon Engine one where it's all Marines, maybe Poxwalkers, and then I want a totally Demon Engine one.
Yep.
So for the totally Demon Engine one, you need to be able to hold objectives. That's a big issue. So I would give them, what's the name of the new stat?
OC?
OC. I would bump up the OC on all your Demon Engines by 10.
Whoa!
Which is like theoretically 5 OBSEC models. It's not even that much, right?
That's
Yeah.
true.
It's like
That's true.
count as 10 isn't it's not crazy.
Yeah, for a vehicle, I think they're going to be around there. I think vehicles are going to hover between 5 or 10.
Yeah, and then this will push them to the next level.
This will push them.
Yeah,
Hold all the objectives.
I like that.
And luckily, Death Guard are their own book, presumably. I know that's an assumption,
Yep.
but it
would
would be
assume so, yeah.
shocking if they rolled those back in.
That'd be really sad.
So we should have our own chapter tactic, like the -1 damage or whatever. We'll keep. So I don't think they have to go crazy specializing
I've been
things like Death Guard.
They don't.
since we're both Death Guard players, which bugs me to no end, and I've been wondering about this. Would you rather have the -1 damage or a 5-up feel no pain?
Depends on the shape of the edition.
Yeah. Fair.
-1 damage is less dice to roll. It's faster.
Yep.
So in a vacuum, I'll take the -1 damage. It just makes games faster.
It's a fair
but
assumption.
It depends a lot on the weapon profiles and saves and wounds and how everything else works in the edition.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Especially they're doing that. Yeah, no, I agree. The one thing I would like to see for like the non-demon faction is like, I like the Death Guard, how they work. The only problem is that I don't want them to have, I just want them to be Death Guard. Get rid of all sub-factions. That nonsense is just Death Guard.
Well, lucky for you, Shayne,
Yeah,
they did that.
good.
That's been done.
Yeah,
See, I'm
they're
Nostradamus. I can predict things without even knowing.
monster.
I would love to see, I love the idea of the contagions, and I want to see them expand off that. I always like the idea that I thought a nice quick fix for Death Guard in this one is when you choose your contagion, all the characters get that.
Right.
So
Rather
it-
than just a warlord.
Rather just the warlord, and it's not a warlord, it's just a generic one, and then you can kind of actually build your army around it.
Yeah.
And but Death Guard, you want to play the characters, and they're cool, and they're thematic, and they're beautiful models. So
Yeah.
Yeah, good point.
Agreed. Cool.
All right. Well, I think we nailed that one.
Totally.
Yep.
Thank you for the question.
Thanks, Blackbird. Shayne, did you know that gifted memberships are a great way to support the channel? I'm just magnetizing weapons and finishing a Riptide.
You know that?
Did you know that,
I
Shayne?
didn't know that.
You get give people access to the vault of all the content. You also get to support the channel and help us, frankly, pay people like Bridger to press those buttons back there.
Hey, it's me.
Doing a great job. by
I'm
the way.
pressing buttons.
It's great.
You guys are paid.
Yeah,
Reading
yeah.
words, pressing buttons.
Whoa.
It's a great way to support the channel.
Yeah.
Thanks, Blackbird.
And thanks, Manadork Paints. The one thing that has me worried about 10th edition as a Genestealer Cult player is the simplified but not simple thing. How will they fit all our tools into that idea?
Finally, someone brings a valid concern for 10th edition.
Yeah. Hey, I was worried about the
Savage.
toughness going away. So after they did that, I'm like, you know what? Anything else is fine.
Yeah, I too am nervous for GSC. I will remain cautiously optimistic, but I really love how complicated they are. They're one of those armies that just all their tricks and tools, and it just feels so right. So I'm nervous as well. I'm nervous, but let's just hope that they'll do it justice, and they can trim what's not needed. There certainly is some things that they can trim, strats and sub-factions and all that stuff. So hopefully they can trim it down and just keep the essentials. And but I feel you. I feel like they are probably the one faction that I am I'm nervous for.
I would like to see them bring a lot of the stratagems and special abilities and stuff in war gears just onto the units themselves.
exactly.
So it's like when you see like the neophytes, you know exactly like if they're in a ruin, they're going to sabotage it, and
Yeah,
like
I
that's
agree.
just their thing.
Yeah.
And I like that a lot of these special rules that we got to feel with the Space Marines was like all that war gear that was always situational you never bought. Like now that you actually just get it for free, it's
comes
like
up.
it makes it more thematic and more fun. Where you're like,
Yeah.
oh, this is a cool thing that the situation finally came up, and I was happy to have it.
I definitely agree.
So I think that they can reduce a lot. I think that a lot of the tricksy stuff is going to be tough because it's going to be like the pulling models and doing this and placing's good. But GSC has been one of the books, like every edition that's been out, they've kind of hit it really well on the head of how it should feel, that it feels like the faction plays well.
That's true, actually.
So they've demonstrated that they're able to actually make that faction feel well represented.
Yeah.
I have confidence for them.
I think the saving grace for GSC moving into 10th, if GW really nails it, is they have all these support characters. And you can just move all the special abilities onto support characters.
Yep.
And then you, as the player, choose how complex you want your GSC list to be.
That's a
true.
really good point.
And there you go. Nice and
That's
easy.
smart and cute, Bridger.
All right, time to showcase our brand new list
Oh.
display. Chad, if this
right.
breaks, it's not my
I've been
fault.
ready for this.
You want to
Except it is my fault. Here we go. First one. Thanks, Super Edie. Goodbye, Adrian. Here's
Yeah,
a list. No advice needed. Just play it in a 3v3 and figured you'd appreciate it. It's 1,500 points of Blood Angels. We got a Brutalis, a Leviathan, a Furioso, 2 Death Company Dreads, a Stormhawk, 5 T-shirt cannons, 5 Thunderhammer Storm Shield, and a Charmy Captain. Super Edie, this is not a legal list.
What's a t-shirt
You
cannon?
don't know t-shirt cannons? They're pretty good in Europe right now. Me and Chimo ran 20 of them.
What are they?
T-shirt cannons.
Oh.
Desolation Marines.
Oh. I really liked them. When they came out, I kept telling you, I was like, but I'm like, this is really cool. And then, yeah,
It's so silly.
Europe figured it out.
I know.
My ability to see the futures, it's becoming too soon. I'm just manifesting over.
It's a curse. This is really fun, especially for a 3v3. You know, it's all, every unit here is fun to play. And that's the most important thing when you're doing just a wild game like that, is just be like, just have fun activations and do crazy stuff.
Can someone probably answer for me? I know one of the things like the baby dreadnoughts and Hellbrutes have gone down significantly in price, where I'm kind of like, and they're small profile where they're actually easily to hide, where I'm like, Blood Angel spamming tiny dreadnoughts? Is that some like a madman's dream, or is could there be something there? It's like baby Brutalises.
The thing that blows my mind about this is how is this only 1,500 points?
Yeah.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Dreadnoughts and a Stormhawk. All that under 1,500 points?
Real cheap. You remember when you put your Space Marines on Thursday?
Yeah.
You're like, this can't be 2,000 points.
It's wrong.
It didn't used to be.
The little dreadnoughts are like 100 points.
They've done Space Marines
Less
dirty.
Even.
Yeah.
So cheap. Look, it's fun. I like it.
Yeah.
Thanks,
I've been
Super.
loving Thunderhammer, Storm Shields, Terminators. They've been
Yeah,
fantastic.
I hear they're decent right now.
Yeah.
They're insane.
Now, my question for you folks, you two over there.
Oh, we're
Do we
fine.
want to go through a bunch of these lists in a row?
Sure.
Okay, let's do that.
it.
All right, here we
We've
go.
already scooched over, so might as well. Let's take some lists. Oh,
All right.
What's up, Jared Miller?
Jared Miller. Now, these are auto-sizing, so if you put a bunch of new lines in, they get a little bit small to fit. Thanks, Jared. Just because Bridger asked, I did, and you answered. Thank you. We have a Mecha BT.
Yep.
What is a...
Mecha Black Templar. I'm all about this.
No, but there's Gilliman in it.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is
I was talking about this earlier.
Okay.
Shayne.
So we have
That's my Terminate
Thanks,
army
Jared.
right now is Black Templar.
So, all right. So we have Gilliman and Grimaldus with his Warlord trait.
Nice.
10 Crusaders, 20 Crusaders, Infiltrators, 5 Assault Terminators, 3x5 Sword Brethren, 3 Multi-Melta Impulsors, and a Repulsor.
Okay. This is not Mecha. You need to go harder on the Mecha.
Harder on the mecha.
Yeah.
Well, it's got your favorite tech, where you're like, Bolster's so good at Black Templars because you can get a multi-melt on them.
Yeah. They
Okay.
dump out a lot of shots for 100 points, and they have a 5-up invuln
Right.
and cannot be wounded on 2s. They will blow your mind about how resilient they are.
So tell us about Gilliman. Why is Gilliman this list, Shayne?
Gilliman is in this list is because he has the specific rule that he gives all Imperium units reroll 1s and gives them +1 leadership, which is not that important, but it's vehicles now have reroll 1s.
Yeah,
And it's in a
which they
massive aura off of him.
The bonus to advance and charge is also all
It's
imperial.
actually
And
pretty
it's,
cute.
yeah.
It's quite good.
So
Can you scoot like 6 inches over? That's driving me crazy.
You don't like
there's
half of his face being purple?
Yeah.
my boy.
So
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of this list. I like Grimdalis. His warlord trait is like an anti-psyker one, which is kind of hard, but
it's super annoying. I hate it because it's a deny. He actually denies.
he has that normally though.
What is his warlord trait?
It's
I'm
he's
just
super
gonna look it
devout.
up.
You don't put a warlord trait.
I don't put a
on
warlord
I'm
trait
just
on
going to
it.
look it up.
it. Bridger's looking it up.
Yeah.
Sorry, I mixed you two up. all the
Okay.
time.
I'm on it.
I'm curious about if you can get a lieutenant in there or for 65 points.
Gilliman is a lieutenant. Oh, but only for Ultramarines.
Or only for Ultramarines.
right,
So
that's right.
the reason why I would take that is you need a character that can take the Aurelian Shroud.
What's that do?
That is a relic for once per game. You give all infantry units within, or I think it's infantry. I know they turned it down, a 4-up invuln. So if you're running mass bodies, I think this list, the problem with this list is it's stuck between two thoughts that are two fantastic thoughts. So Black Templar are fantastic. If you want to go horde Marines of just as many assault intercessor like bodies as you can,
Yeah.
Crusaders are fantastic about that, and they have 5-up invulns. You just clog the field with just a massive amount. If not, you drop down the infantry and you're going to go harder. If you're going to want to see Reapers, I want to see Brutalis Dreadnoughts.
Right.
Even the Hammer Strikes all work fantastic if you're going to go mecha.
Oh my god, there's 15 Sword Brethren. Before we get
Yep.
too far off, though.
The warlord trait is an additional deny, and he gets +1 to deny.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's really annoying. So it's a deny with the +1, and they have the 4+ deny. So very nasty.
Well, he has 2 with the warlord trait. 2 denies.
2 with that.
Yeah.
At
Yep.
+1.
It's an extra deny, and
That's
he gets
pretty
+1.
cute, actually.
I would do weird. I'd even go weirder with it. I would add a Collectus Assassin to the
No,
list.
get out of here.
And then I would add there's a relic from the Space Marine book,
Oh my god, this
the
thing
Relic
again.
of Galthamor, which makes it -1 if you fail a cast. You take D3 mortal wounds.
Yeah.
And
You
then I
die.
would take the squad
Kills you.
upgrade, the Emperor's Light, which gives you another -1. So you have a bubble of -4.
You're just
to
already
cast.
dunking on Psychers, so
Yeah,
who cares?
just good. That's why you're Black Templar. You're here.
already doing it. They don't need to be dunked any
Dunk harder.
No.
You think that Michael Jordan's like, I dunked enough? You think I'm
Yep.
good for the day?
Yep, he retired.
I'm done balling.
So that's
he did
my thought.
retire. He literally was like, you know what? I'm going to actually do baseball now.
Yeah. That was
So he
forced.
did.
That's a whole other thing.
That's fair. I do agree mostly with Shayne on this.
Yeah.
I like the list a lot. I would highly, because you actually have so much infantry, I think you need an Apothecary in here. You've got some good value infantry with the Terminators, the Blade Guard.
Yeah.
You need Apothecary, be resonant, bringing him back to life. And, as I discovered during the tournament, annoyingly, you can resurrect Grimaldus's little friends.
That's little
And
homies.
Grimaldus gets back up on a 4+, like Gilliman. So if you don't kill him, or if he gets back up, he gets up on a 4+, then you can heal him, and you can res a dude.
Yeah.
And now he's really tough to kill again.
This is the Celestine thing again.
It's the Celestine thing again.
Yeah, it's
just-
fantastic.
it's
He's
unreasonable.
great.
But yeah, cool list, Aaron. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
If playing Black Templar, you're doing the right thing.
All right, well, our next list here is from Eamon.
Hey.
Thanks, Eamon. We have a crazy list. It's Custodes list. It's Emperor's Chosen. We got Trajan, a shield captain with Swift as an eagle, a shield captain Terminator, a bike shield captain with Salvo, and Tip of the Spear. Tip of the Spear to you.
With beer to you.
We have
4 captains. Wow.
3 Achilles with a Drathic, 3 Galatis, 1 Telamon with the Arachnus Launcher and a Fist, CP Relic and Trait to Taste. This is a very elite list.
You're like, I want to play knights, but I don't want to play knights.
Yeah.
Like small knight, little bitty knights.
Which is something I'm very into.
Yeah. What? How does this list score?
It doesn't.
It kills you.
It kills you.
You don't get killed and you kill your opponent.
I mean, hey, on the mission we played today, this list would score very well.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
Like every other mission, they're going to struggle.
Secondaries, I don't even know what you take for it.
You take
Grind it down.
grind them down.
You take Grind and the Custodes, kill a thing and don't lose a Custodes unit.
Yep.
You're going to lose one Custodes unit, though.
No, and then they take assassination against you because you have so many characters, and you just hide, and you kill one thing a turn, and you win.
Oh.
Here's a question for you two: what's Swift as an eagle?
That's you
Sounds
can
like a riddle.
fall back in charge, I believe, for...
No, that's
I don't think so.
Unstoppable Destroyer, isn't it?
No,
Unstoppable
Unstoppable
Destroyer's
Destroyer is the
pile in
Terminator
extra.
one.
Oh, okay.
And that's only
Which
turn
used to
managed.
be pile away.
Swift as an eagle.
I think it's fall back and charge for 15, 20 points.
Swift as an eagle?
Is it really? I'll believe
Tough as a
you.
turtle, swift as an eagle?
I could look this up.
Yeah.
Oh, you two are no help. Two Custodies players in the room. Doesn't know what
Well,
Swift is
because
an eagle.
like,
I'm not a custodian.
look, the shield, the Captain Commander buffs range from insane but overcosted
Yeah.
to just trash,
Yeah.
and also
Like you're
overcosted.
actually hurting your game by taking it.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what this one's about to be.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
I
know,
don't
I
think
think
so.
you
That's
take it.
something I would play. I wouldn't win, but I'd play it.
It's fun.
Swift as the eagle. 15 points. You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, advance and charge. Okay.
Ooh.
That's right. So you
Shield
can
cap.
go 20 inches and
Okay.
you'll touch somebody.
Yeah. Although it is a regular shield cap, it's not a bike cap.
No, this has to be on.
Shield cap.
That's a bike captain only.
I'm gonna
Oh,
be
is it?
weird and I'm
No,
gonna
because
say.
the other one he says bike shield cap with salvo and tip of the spear to you.
Yeah.
Oh,
like-
it's
it's
a
on a bike captain.
foot. That's why I've never taken it. Because I haven't taken a foot captain in all of
There's a
mine.
foot captain?
Oh, it's foot only.
It's foot captain only, so
that's
this
how
has
they
to be a
balance
foot
it.
captain.
That's why you haven't seen it.
I would never take that. Foot captain.
No, I wouldn't say never. I
I
think
don't
it's,
know.
Foot captain's, it's like, he's the cost of two, like, of two custody, like, bodies.
He's
the
closer
thing,
to
with
3.
Eamon's
Yeah.
already made, like, they've already decided which camp they're standing in. And it's the super elite. Like, I could make many of suggestions. If I was to make suggestions to this list to make it, like, better, there's many things I could say to that.
Yeah.
But given the theme that Eamon has, self-declared crazy list, I'm here for it. I think it's on brand.
I'm with you.
You know?
However,
Try to get a second shield captain on bike.
I would
I would
want
be
to get
interested in that, yeah.
a blade wizard in there.
Yeah.
This is sort of
a
serving the same
blade wizard
purpose.
over a captain. It just, the foot one, he just is better.
Okay.
But you can't give a blade wizard advance and charge
No.
But
as
who else
Emperor's
is he
Chosen.
advancing and charging with? He's just gonna be out there by himself,
Yeah. Let's
just
go.
living his life, not for very long.
We ball.
Yeah. I love this we ball.
It's a pretty cool list. Look, I'm into it.
Thanks, Eamon. Appreciate
Yeah.
it.
And this next one, also from Eamon. Thanks again, Eamon.
Hey.
We got more crazy lists. It's shield captain on bike, 7 Sagittarum, and 18 bikes, ride or die.
Yes.
This is better. This is
No, this actually
I'm
is
into
not
this.
crazy.
This is a cool list.
This
yeah.
could actually work.
Yeah, I'm saying this is a better list than the
Yeah.
last one. I love Sagittarium. They're
Yeah.
fantastic. I don't leave home without them when I play my Custodies.
It's
Captain-
just a bully list.
And
It shoots a
Yeah,
lot of
bikes.
fights, a lot. It's fast.
Would you
Yeah.
make this one's got to be Solar Watch?
nah, you go Shadow.
Chosen's still good for the rerolls.
Chosen's good for the rerolls, but it's less cool.
Yeah, when
Shadow?
the Shadow Keepers, I really like them.
Minus
That-
one or
Attack. Minus one attacks.
Ooh.
for
Minus
enemies
one
in there.
attacks.
And the
You
strength.
can reroll against characters. Full reroll to wound against characters.
As a strat?
No, just for existence.
They just hate characters.
Why would they? What?
Look, it's a
You can't build an entire culture around that concept.
That's the whole thing.
Oh.
What?
this
Raven
game
Guard,
works.
excuse me. Raven Guard.
There's
And
a lot
they
of
struggle for
that,
it.
but
They struggle for
the
it.
main reason is you get a fight last relic, so you can actually run out
Okay.
and fight last somebody.
Yeah.
And don't they have a way to also take away invul? Oh yeah, they do have a take away
The
invul.
oubliette, I think, takes
way.
away
Yeah.
one for a character. Only for a character.
Chris,
It's a relic.
Right.
Mr. Winters himself convinced me about Shadow Keepers,
Winters.
and it just sucks when you go up against that one like psychic heavy, which is like not really the meta right now. But
Yeah, despite you trying to tech for it in the other list.
yeah,
Hey,
hey,
I love it.
that's different though. That's
like
just
this
pure
list.
hatred.
yeah, that's fair.
It's a great list. I'm on board.
Thanks, Eamon.
Yeah.
Appreciate your support.
This next one here is from Grimgod. Thanks, Grimgod.
Hey, what's up, Grim?
This is, of course, a Leagues of Otan list. We have an E-Champ. E-Champ with Exactor and a Warrior Lord. So that's reroll wounds for Warrior Lord. Exactor, I don't know.
This
that
is the 3+D3 proccing mortal wounds.
Yeah,
this is
you're-
like the
you're gonna have
combo
to guide
to do.
me.
Is that the name of the upgraded hammer?
It's
Yes, I think it is.
It's a.
It is?
Oh, it is a.
It is the one.
okay.
This
It
is
does like mortals on 6s for
Yeah.
how much damage it does.
which you can re-roll and make them auto and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like the good combo.
Did I ever tell you the story of how when I was
No, that's okay.
in Japan?
Let's get through this list here, Shane. Let's hold
Oh,
on
I
to
almost
that.
became the Votan player.
Let's hold on to that. We'll get there. We got a Lord Grimnir, who's High King. High
I call with this.
High
High
call.
Call, yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. With First Knife, that's the Super Mortal Wound Knife.
Yeah.
And EE,
Oh.
Electrical Extract.
Emperor's Eternity.
Nope. We got 10
Elmo's
Hearthkin Warriors with bolt guns. We got 20 Hearthkin Warriors with ion. Ooh.
Oh.
We have 5
CB with mold.
Chaos
Berserkers.
Chthonian.
Berserkers.
Chthonian Berserks. People hate when you call them Berserkers.
Oh.
Yeah, because
they're
I hate
berserks.
people.
they're berserks.
Come at me.
Well, not
call
you
berserk.
specifically, Shayne. They just hate when anybody does it.
Yeah, whenever we say it, they're like, God, I hate Shayne.
Yeah.
Then we got 5 Hive Guard with
Earthguard.
Volkite and Termagants.
Can you believe this used to be our Votan player?
Yeah.
You changed, Bridger.
He said he's in 10th. I said, hey, you should play Votan in 10th. And he said, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't take much to convince me to play dwarves.
Yeah.
We have 2 by
You'll be
3
so much happier.
horsepower.
These are pioneers, probably?
Pioneer.
Yeah, with Hylaz. Interesting. Comms and scanner. Hylaz as opposed to the
rotary cannon.
The rotor cannon.
Oh.
The rotor cannon's quite good.
I would. Always having more dice kind of goes better than.
Yeah, I like the more dice on these
Efficient
guys.
dice.
Because they're good against more things.
Yeah.
Okay, and then
And then 2 by 4 Black Templars with grab. This is
You
the
are the-
broke here.
Broke
Here. Yeah.
yeah.
The grabs are super nasty.
And then 5 more broke here with beam.
Oh, I like Brook here a lot. They're
Yeah.
so cheap now.
You know, I
Big
think it
fan.
would have been worth tanking my credit for it.
We're not talking about your Japan story, Shane. My question, Grim God, if you're in chat, what is your league? Because that really influences the way that you build the list for Votan.
Oh, Hylaz
This feels
is
like a
the
Ymir
rotor.
list.
Hylaz is the first word on rotor cannon.
Okay, cool.
We just call it the rotor cannon.
The Rhetoric Cannon.
Oh.
Hi, Laz.
Laz, yeah, sounds like a
Hi,
Laz
Laz.
cannon. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what do we think about this?
In Ymir, I think this is pretty solid. That you have nice, like, thick infantry blocks to actually hold into things, and you've got enough punch to get around.
Is that the +1 toughness? No, that's the good one.
No, I think that
Ymir's
is
+1 toughness and 4 up in mold.
Yeah. It is a tough
okay.
one.
Or
Yeah.
5
It's the same
up in
one.
mold?
Yeah.
If you have a 2+ save, it's a 4+.
You will.
Yeah.
It's quite good.
God,
and
that's so cool.
That's probably what they're going here because they have all of this
Hearthguard, yeah.
2-up save.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
I-
do Ymir, I'm like, this is solid. You're checking all the boxes.
Yeah.
I think the big transports, the fortresses, are really good, but you kind of just lose so much points.
Yeah.
It's a win hard or lose hard matchup when you take those.
And
This
the-
actually allows you to play with very durable, very good infantry. I'm guessing it's
Right.
not the Hyperion. What's the main one? The Hyperion Alliance, or
HPC or something?
The one with Uthar.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that it's not that one
assume
because
not.
they would. Uthar is just.
You would take
He's
him.
pretty incredible.
Yeah. Exactly.
Grimgrad has confirmed it is Ymir, which is invuln and +4 inch range, not the toughness.
Okay. Yeah, I thought they were different, but
Yeah.
I don't know them that well. Okay. I like this list a lot. I don't know that I would change a single thing about this list. So some people don't love the 20 block of Hearthkin Warrior, especially John, who's not here.
I love it.
I think they're great.
I'm so on
They're
board.
really hard
especially
to
with the
bring down.
durability.
Yeah.
Get that medic in there, bring back D3 every turn. Like, what are they going to do?
And you
Yeah.
have so much ion in there that you're able to really choose what actually gets to shoot back at you because
Yeah.
you're going to hit it so hard.
It's nothing. Nothing is to shoot back at you. That's the answer.
If you can be seen, you're dead. This is an awesome list, Grim God.
Yeah, no, I think you got it.
Yeah. Yeah. Wouldn't change a thing.
You nailed it.
I would list what faction it is. That's the only thing I'd change.
Yeah, make sure you submit that.
It's
Yeah.
Ymir. They said it's Ymir.
When you go to
Yeah,
tournament.
it's the only thing I can only see what's in front of me.
All right. Well, we did get a gift of membership from Just Jupiter. Thank you.
Hey,
Just
Oh,
Jupiter.
awesome.
Just Jupiter. Appreciate it.
And this next list here is from Brian Brown.
All right.
Brian Brown.
What's up, Brian Brown?
New Brian.
We got a silly Disciples of Bellacor list with Bellacor, of course. We have a
Okay.
Fate Skimmer, a Rend on Throne.
Renmaster.
Renmaster.
That's the Herald on Throne.
We got 20 Demonettes. We have 3 Beasts of Nurgle,
Yeah.
and then 1 Beast of Nurgle, 5 Blood Crushers, 5 Flamers, a CSM Sorcerer. Oh, we're souping it in.
Yeah, what's Bellacor?
2 Legionaries with D-Blade and Reaper, and 2 War Dog Stalkers.
Oh, man.
Yeah, this is all over. I don't know why you're adding the CSM stuff. Like everything else was like, well, yeah, I liked it. I was
Don't
on
you
board.
have to in Bellacor?
No.
I don't know the rules
You
for
just
it.
need to balance the gods, I believe, which they
That sounds right, yeah.
do already.
Maybe they just need it for those free, like, because legionaries can be any god. So maybe they're like, okay, we're gonna move it
Mark
around.
'em. Yeah, that could be the case. I mean, they're not bad. they get all their upgrades for free, so you're not paying for the blade, you're not paying for the Reaper. They give you some OBSEC, but then again, like, the Demon OBSEC is so good. Like, I would almost rather just have more Demonettes, frankly. But you can't, right? You got to spread it out.
Yeah.
Spread it out.
What about
more? I mean, Bloodletters are awesome. Bloodletters are great.
I love Bloodletters better than Blood Crushers. I feel like
You have to take the CSM to get the War Dogs.
Oh.
That's what I'm being told.
Wait, why? Why, chat? Why?
I don't know.
that's
Interesting.
that's nifty.
So the War Dogs are interesting because I haven't really played with or against this, but we are seeing it more and more often. Like successful lists that soup in 2 or 3 Armigers.
I'm a big fan of the Armiger for regular knights. I think that they get, or for Imperial Knights. I don't really play Chaos.
What it does is it gives you a bit of shooting. Like basically, whenever someone's souping in these things, it's almost always the Helverins or the shooting.
Yeah, no,
variant.
I'm a big fan with that because you get the +1 to hit against vehicles and it.
Yeah, it gives you something that this army does not normally have.
Yeah.
So, right, Blood Crushers versus Bloodletters. So I've come to appreciate Blood Crushers after playing against them in a few games, and they are relatively cheap. You can do a 5-man, but I think often a 3-man is going to do just enough.
Yeah.
And they have that 4+ save in combat, which is actually pretty annoying to get through. It's unreliable.
So they're 4+4+?
They're 4+4+ for some reason.
Okay, I can see what getting with one unit. My
Yeah.
Khorne list has 1 unit Blood Crushers, so.
Yeah, I'm on board.
I think it's a good like Vanguard unit of like, it's out here. You can't just like wish it away, but
No.
yeah,
It's very. You're like I could kill them, or they could just spike high on their saves, and you can't. There's no way to reliably say I'm going to remove this unit. They're going to be a problem.
I would maybe change out the Beast of Nurgle that's by itself, which are usually fantastic, for maybe unit of Nurglings instead. I don't know what the cost breakdown is. I imagine they're similar.
Yeah, so Beast number Nurgle is going to be 80 points, and I agree. I'm not crazy about a one-person.
Yeah.
Beast
The
squad.
main thing about the Beast is just like they're so hard to go. I'd just even maybe add it to the, because they can go up to 5-mans, right?
No, I think so. 3's the max now, unfortunately. But I think Nurglings would be great.
Because
There's
you get that
missions where you
extra
need that.
scoring. You can get that behind enemy lines. You can get the Reality Rebels.
There's the mission where you literally need to start on an objective in the middle to get CP.
Yeah.
So I think that's a great call.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brian.
All right. Moving on to our next list here. This one's from Digital.
What's up, Digital?
What's up, Digital Designer? This was a 2-parter that I squeezed into one. Maybe I have regrets about that. Afternoon Titans, we got a Leagues of Otan list. This is Greater Thurian League, GTL. That's the main faction.
Oh, okay.
Not HPC, which just makes printers.
Yeah.
Fair.
We have Uthar. That's, of course, the named Call.
He's so solid.
We have FM, Forge Master.
Yeah.
1 beam and 1 rail chunk.
Nice.
Is that supposed to be the tank?
Or is that the troops? Chunk?
Chunk, that's definitely supposed to be a land fortress with a
Digital?
beam and rail.
Okay.
Okay.
And then we have 3 Grav Kin,
Oh gosh, super shooty.
7 EHG.
Those are the Terminators. Einhard.
Yeah,
Hearthguard.
Einhir Hearthguard. Yep.
Yeah.
Then 5 Berserks with Mole and Hammer and 5 with Axes.
This is no troops, nothing. We're going right in.
Yeah, which is the thing you see.
And then 2x3 bikes with Rudder Cannon and Scanner, and 1x3 with no upgrades.
Yeah. The
F-
bikes. The bikes pretty much make up for your troop choices. So.
After getting 100 to 23 by Anthony Vanella's World Eaters, I felt I was missing some melee punch, but didn't want to lose the shooting core of the list.
Oh man, I'm gonna try not to get distracted by talking about Anthony Vanella's World Leaders list. This is a cool list. This is definitely going to reward a skilled player. As you can see, it's much more elite. It's easy to lose key assets, but I like the Berserks a lot. I think it's a great addition. It's going to give you what you need.
Yeah.
I like it. I think it's going to be a nice
Shooty.
edge. It's
Yeah.
very shooty, yeah. But
You
I
just
think
have just
you're able
enough
to.
counter charge to actually do the counter charge like what you need.
I'm curious about the Hearthguard. I've never been so too impressed with them, frankly.
They're tough and they can kind of just come down anywhere.
Yeah.
And then you can move them again at the teleport crest.
It's like you were saying earlier. It's like you're 9 away. What are you gonna do?
No, it's your shooting. It's kind of like when you drop a unit of Terminators with all their Stormbolters. You're like, oh, you don't expect to be a lot of shooting, and you're like, oh, this is 40 dice
You
coming
kind
in.
of drop in, be specific about where you're able to
Yeah.
get charged, and then jump somewhere else and do it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
It's a utility knife, and it's something that has to be dealt with rather than.
Yeah, especially with 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Bridger?
I think it's cool. I mean, it's clearly built around the base of Uther Forgemaster and 2 land fortresses. The rest is kind of take your pick. Of course, you need the 9 bikes. That's your only OPSEC in the whole army.
Yeah.
And your action monkeys. But the stuff that you've chosen to supplement it with is 3 Gravkin, 7 Hearthguard, and 10 Berserks. I like it. You definitely need melee, and you satisfied that. I might have, to be honest, gone all melee from there.
Oh.
Which I know sounds crazy.
So what would you not add?
So the Gravkin, and I'm not a huge fan of Hearthguard. I would go for as many Berserks as I possibly could.
They have Fight on Death, right?
Yeah.
That's such a good trade
I
mechanic.
love Berserk so much.
Yeah. They have everything. They have a Feeling of Pain. They have reroll charges. They have Fight Last with the mole.
Reroll hits when they need it.
They actually have everything. Like
Yeah.
I would take as many Berserks as possible, and say if you're trying to outshoot me, I'm gonna make it tough because I'm gonna threaten your shooting with Berserks, and I'm gonna shoot probably better than you with land fortresses.
They're like launch Wolfen. Jesus, that's
They're real good.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if you're trying to fight me, good luck. You have to fight through 30 Berserks while I'm shooting you with land fortresses. That would be my game plan.
I like it, Digital. Thanks so much, and appreciate the support as always.
Oh, the Hearthguard for killing demons. It's just a ton of shots.
Okay.
That you know what?
Makes sense.
You have the reps, Digital. I think
Yeah, that's the other thing, right?
you knew what was going on.
Yeah. A
You
lot
know
of
what's up.
experience. And
The designer.
as we mentioned, this is a list that is going to reward someone who is able to play meticulously, which I know Digital
You have to
is.
really know what you're giving up every time.
Yeah, because it's always something.
Dude, this is like, that's a well crafted list.
Bridger, you should make that list.
Do we have any EHG Hearthguard?
Yeah, we have 10 new in box. and
You can
3
get this
on
all ready
Thunderkin.
by 10th. You can be the guy. You can even grow a beard by then.
Nope. I don't think I can, Shane.
Is that a promise?
Nope.
You can grow a beard in like
I don't
4 months, 5 months.
know.
Join us.
I don't
better
think I'm
life
ever going
here.
to find out either.
Yeah.
People will look to you in a time of crisis because you have a beard.
We do have this last list for the first portion here from Individual. We probably have more lists coming. Thanks, Individual. This is a Tau list, of course. We have a Kelshan Sept.
Ooh.
Fire on Saturday, but calm under pressure.
Cool.
We have Shasso Rely. That's the Forge World Commander?
Are those real words?
I don't know what that is.
That's a Forge World
Rely.
Commander, I'm pretty
There's a
sure.
named Forge World
Shasso
Commander?
Relay.
What?
Rely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that the crazy flamer one? Or
No.
of yesteryear?
Let's keep going. I'm going to look it up.
Cold Star full burst cannon with the high output burst cannon and relic burst cannon. 3x6 stealth with markers and drone controller. Wow, the parentheses here really mess with me because we're closing a lot more than we're opening.
Oh, man. It's all one unit.
That's helpful. That's good.
3x3 hazards.
Hazards
2
are
with fusion, 1 with burst cannon, and with 2 markers. And then we have 3x3 gun drones with full burst cannon, and then 2 remoras.
The hazard ones are like, they're thicker, right?
They're a little thicker. They're very expensive. Their fusion are fun. We were looking at this last week. It's a melta gun basically that is always in melta range. It's like a supercharged melta gun, so only 12-inch range, but they hit super hard. They're just really, it's like 80, 90 points a model.
Oh,
That's the one problem with the hazard suits. They have cute things that are inbuilt, like -2 charge, all that good stuff. They're one of those units that you want to love, you know. They just are. I'm hopeful for them in 10th edition. Let's say that.
Oh, heavy gun drones.
Heavy gun drones. Oh, this is a cool,
I don't even know what
wacky
those
list.
are.
So fire saturation, calm under pressure. Let's take a look. Calm under pressure is. Oh, yeah, okay. This is +1 strength when you're shooting assault weapons within 12. So that's got some cool synergy.
All
with
the burst
stuff.
cannons, yeah.
Yeah. And then fire saturation. +1 to hit with burst weapons within 12. Oh.
Interesting.
That's
So
super
with
cool.
marker lights, you can get hitting on 2s?
You can't have +2 to hit.
No, you can't. But you
Oh,
won't
you can't.
need the marker lights. So it's
Yeah.
like a pseudo far sight, but you're not far sight.
Which lets you take Shasso Rely.
Yeah.
Rally.
Well, you're correct. Is actually the Forge World Commander.
Yeah.
This is super cool and wacky. Again, I'm mostly skeptical of the hazards because they're so gosh darn expensive. But I also get what you're doing with their burst cannons. You just have a ton of shots.
Yep.
And they are kind of durable. So I think it's fun. I think you might struggle being so elite and not having much objective secured or any. So that'd be my main concern. But it is a really fun thing.
There's 0 OBSEC in this list.
There's no OBSEC, but I mean, Tau don't really. They do the trade by like blowing everything
true.
off the point and then being on it and then dying.
Yeah, I mean,
but
this
you
list has-
just don't have the thing to do that. You're not going to stand out in the open.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be my concern. Like playing on this terrain would be really, really tough for that.
Yeah, it depends.
You know?
If your player plays so, you can hide a lot of your objectives.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're playing on American terrain, there's like no terrain at all. So
Whoa,
you're fine.
shots fired. Pew, 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 pew.
I know where we live. Thanks, individual. Super cool list.
All right. Well, that's going to be it for lists for now. I'm going to hide that.
Ooh.
All right.
And
Scooch
we
over.
will likely come back to that
Absolutely.
in a bit.
Not too late to send in your lists. Make us move again.
Yep.
Where were we?
Do it for the
We were-
pure just sensation of making our lives inconvenient.
We were right here. It's the next one. Thank you, Jindrik Muka.
Hey.
Just got back from local horse heresy tournament. Won all the games with my Raven Guard. They kick butt in 30K. The
awesome.
sheer lack of anything for them in 40K is so saddening. Like Dark Furies or more Dathan models and cool rules. I agree.
Right? First of
Yeah.
all, congrats. That was awesome.
Horse heresy is so cool.
It's super cool.
I just finally have like learned to be honest with myself. I just don't have the time to paint a whole nother army.
Yeah. That's
But
it.
it's the only thing I've ever wanted to just. Everyone has pretty much the same rules, and we just have minor changes, and we all get to play superhero.
Yeah.
Do you have the brain space for another game that's very similar to 40K as
I
well?
don't have enough brain space for 40K.
That's fair.
Yeah, we saw that today.
Oh.
Still one.
Yeah, I agree. I would love to see, like the sweet, like specialized assault marines with the jump packs or the snipers and all that stuff. Again, I think there's some fear with 10th edition. Not that you're saying this in the super chat, but people are worried about having flavor.
Yeah.
But I think because they're going to reduce the possible combinations down, they can actually make subsets that are more flavorful. So we could see a really cool like sniper or Phobos or sneaky like Raven Guard-ish spread that's able to lean in further to doing that kind of stuff without worrying about how does this combo if we just take Whirlwinds of Rage and do other nonsense. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what they can do with that kind of stuff.
I would love to see upgrade kits for already existing Primaris units, and then making them each dedicated to a different chapter.
Oh, that's like easy money too.
They like with the Hounds of
like-
Mordecai. It's just
That
like,
would be easy money.
cool. It's like here's a thing you attach to flame
Right.
aggressors. For salamanders, get a special aggressor. They
Right.
get like a heavy flamer.
So it's like Hands of Mordecai, but like actually good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was on. They were upgraded Reavers.
They were upgraded Reavers and then said, you're going to be good against Flikers. And you're like,
Yeah. You can,
nobody asked for this.
You can paint a turret as much as you want. But
Yeah.
You can't make it pretty.
Exactly. But it can deny Psychic.
all right. Well, thanks,
Not a good Black
Kaldorf.
Templar.
Hey, gang. Shayne, will you be donning the Lion's mantle? Thoughts on Lion's sheet? Bridger, any other tabletop games you're interested in other than MCP and Conquest? Well, Shayne, you go first. Are you the Lion?
So I am very adamant about I don't like in our little group of having overlapping armies.
Yep.
And we have one friend from childhood, Mr. Tribino himself, is like, he's stuck by Dark Angels for the longest time, from them being bad, from them being good. Like,
These were his closet Dark Angels
it's the
too.
closet, yeah. Like,
He literally hid this army from us. He played Eldar, and then one day he just appeared with like a full double battle company, and he's like, "Oh, I just been working on
yeah, and
these."
it's just,
And
it's
where
all
have
the
they been?
repressed Catholic guilt. But like, I'm so happy, and I made that sacrifice when I decided to have a non-committed chapter, so I can play all the ones, is that I can't go back and like be like, like my Primarch.
I mean, to be fair.
I'm not going to paint a purple Gilliman. That's goofy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if they like brought Lehman Russ back, I would be just
But okay.
yeah.
But you have like you were playing Gribaldus last week. Purple
Yeah,
Gribaldus.
that a Primarch's on a different thing.
So
All
basically,
right.
you're like nobody. You can't double dip. We have to have one person for each army. But I'm gonna do mine custom chapter, so I can have one of my fingers in all of the pots. At the
Yeah,
same time.
but it's always something that no one else is playing.
All right. Well, what do we think about the Lion's data sheet?
The Lions data.
I like this personal attack on Shayne. It's good.
Yeah.
Lion.
Is so far it looks fantastic. That my favorite response I've seen is I think it's in a good spot that he should be killing. He should just do that. He has that. He has a Primarch stat line that's not insane, like that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I know that there's some people complaining that he's got the Emperor's Shield, but he's not tough enough. Mm-hmm. But that's the problem. Is like then they complain when like there are people that are too tanky. Like if he had like a 4+ and then a 5-up feel no pain, like it would be too much, and he would still have all that killiness. I think he's kind of in that right spot. I mean, he's going to be surrounded by Dark Angel Terminators, and even if they nerf him, they're still going to be really strong. That those Dark Angel Knights are great.
Yeah.
8, so he's probably going to do that fantastic. Good job, Michael Tribino. I really wish I was you.
I like that he can teleport in with the Terminators. I think that's cool.
Yep. He doesn't teleport, he forest walks.
That's right, he forest locks.
Pops
And
some
they
trees.
teleport.
You better not be playing green because can't block him.
Exactly. I am one of the detractors about the shield, I have to admit. But, that's life. I agree that it could easily get out of hand.
Yeah.
It's like we were saying the other day, like, well...
They could have tossed -1 damage on it, I think.
But he might have that innately, right? The shield doesn't...
But then you might as well just put that on the shield and
you
make the
should.
shield sound cool.
Yeah.
Cooler than just a Iron Halo.
An Iron Halo with a tiny little
reflector,
It's
which is
weird.
the same as the Castellan robots.
Which is weird that they capped it. They should have just left it uncapped and be
Did they
like,
cap it too?
it's capped at 3 wounds.
3 wounds?
Yeah. Oh, it's not.
Wait, melee only.
like per
Yeah.
activation or like what?
Every time he gets attacked, yeah, it's capped at.
Okay, 3 per attack though.
Yeah, but they just made
3
this
to you,
anti-horde that he's just like
3 to that
such a good
guy.
fighter. It's just like, yeah, if you attack him with 1,000 attacks, you're going to lose a lot of your guys in the process, which would feel cool. But yeah, it's just kind of like, yeah, they made this big deal about the Emperor's Shield, and it's kind of like, I don't remember him even using a shield.
That's like a 2 departments not really communicating well problem.
Yeah.
That was like a PR was like, guys, we gotta push. Look, in the book they said Emperor's Shield. We can push that. Let's push that.
Yeah.
Sales, get on that. And then
Like,
the
look
rules
how
were
crazy
like,
Gilliman's sword is compared to it. It's like, no one would have been upset.
Someone got the good gift.
yeah, the favorite son.
Yeah.
He doesn't like Lion. That's why I didn't pick him.
Yeah.
Guy's weird.
Nobody likes the line. Kaldorf, I love all games, to be honest. I would, like, if you put a game in front of me and it was painted, or not, I don't really care. Just put a game in front of me, I'll play it.
Yeah.
The historicals, the goofy historicals have always piqued my interest. I don't know if I want to get into them. Like, I don't want to be one of those people.
Yeah.
There's sort of a crowd of historical people, and they're generally retired.
You'll get there eventually.
One day, I'll be one of them.
You
I
seem
always-
like an old person.
I always think about that plane game.
Yes.
Those guys were so happy.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Oh, yeah, with they had, like, the extendo plane
This is
sticks.
like the end
So
of
cool.
7th. We were just super upset because 7th was a ridiculous game, like system.
Yeah.
And then there was like these 6 old guys that were playing some like World War II like flying game where like it had these adjustable metal rods for the planes.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you see this?
It was so cool.
And we're like, dude, this is awesome. These guys are all doing it. They escaped from the retirement home. They're all happy. And then he's like, oh, I used to shoot people down in these. I've got over 1,000 confirmed kills. You're
And
like,
that's when it gets weird.
you're like, ah. He's like, I love doing it. There's nothing more that feels better than taking a man's life. And we're like,
All right, Shayne, I'm gonna
40K.
I'm gonna segue into
Yeah.
These are
anything
things that
but that. Anything else? Yeah, rank and flank games are cool. Song of Ice and Fire, I've never tried it. It seems cool.
Try that. Shoots and ladder, pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's okay, yeah. It's fun. It's a little,
don't land on the
there's no player agency in that game. In fact, I wouldn't even really describe it as a game because you make
just
no
roll it.
decisions.
Yeah.
God, AOS apparently, like someone described it like the first time, and I guess there's like a whole political sideboard thing that made it sound super interesting.
In AOS?
Not
What?
AOS.
Not
The Game
AOS.
of Thrones one.
It's
Oh,
not
Ice and Fire.
I
Yeah, yeah.
left some letters out.
Yeah.
That it sounds cool. Those people are happy.
It seems like a cool game. Battletech seems cool. Look, there's a ton of cool games out there. If you put a game in front of me, I'll play it with you. That's it. That's the end of the story.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brian Brown, again.
What's up, Brian?
I have.
Oh, this was the list that we did. So,
Thanks, Brian.
We did
Thanks
that.
to you, Brian.
Thanks, Brian.
Yeah.
Thanks, Eamon.
Oh, he's back.
Is it the list?
It's this final list discussion, but it's not actually a list. How many Terminators are too many Terminators to take with the line?
With the lion?
With the line.
I mean, Eamon, we need more context, but
How many is too many?
For intent, if we're just going, because it seems like he's coming out sooner than he is later.
Yeah, so the Arcs of Omen book is looking like it's going to be a 9th edition book. So let's assume 9th, which you actually know the rules of the game.
How many Terminators is there?
There's no such thing as too many, I think. Like, I think Terminator is going to do great work, especially with his, I don't know. I just like that he can be character block, probably, and...
Yeah, he's going to either choose one unit and give them full rerolls, which will just make them butcher through everything, or he'll be like Gilliman and give reroll hits, all hits to everything around him, and then rerolling ones, which will just make Deathwing just butcher harder.
Yeah, I don't
so
see there
30?
31 is probably too many.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's a limit, honestly. I think just
honestly, I think it's going to be a problem, is that there will be that line in Deathwing, and everyone's going to be like, wow, we didn't see this coming.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So excited. Thanks, David.
Thanks, Mr. Adder. We've answered John versus Bridger in a fist fight. Now it's time for the hard question. Which Titan wins a dance battle?
Oh, that's not where I thought they were going with this.
Yeah.
Which Titan wins a dance battle?
I have no ability to even attempt to dance,
I believe that.
so I'm disqualified.
John always strikes me that he was like forced to do tap dance till a way older like age than he was like supposed to. But like he's like not gonna tell his parents like, no, like I hate dance, I'm not gonna do this. So I could see like 16-year-old, 17-year-old John just tap dancing away.
Yeah. Would that be good? Like
maybe like ribbon dance?
Wow, Adrian's like, yeah, but
He's never
not
good
impressed.
at it.
he sounds pretty terrible at it in this hypothetical.
No, I was going to say, like, is tap dancing ever impressive? But actually, that it is actually. If you've ever seen, like,
I mean, by the pure gall that you're still doing it, that you have the willingness to show someone tap dance.
It's like pretty crazy. Like, it's inhuman what they can do. So I think
if you ask people from like 80 years ago, yeah.
I don't know any modern tap dancing, people. Do you?
No,
I don't think they don't exist.
Because they're like forced to live underground in secret
going south real
tap
fast.
dancing fight rings.
Sounds like it's John. That's probably the least incriminating thing. I think John's a great tap dancer, and tap dancing is awesome.
Thank you.
You can get dance.
Thank you, Adrian, for falling on that grenade.
You do music stuff, right? You have to have some kind of rhythm.
I like to dance. I can't dance good.
How do we know that?
You've seen me dance.
Yeah, I have. That was after a long night's though.
Yeah,
that's dancing with Barristan.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Hazard Brewing. What off-the-wall ability do you want in Lionel Lannister? I want to see him unite the companies and allow Ravenwing and Deathwing to both get their rules.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be fantastic. What else?
My off the wall is I want them, just like everyone kept making fun of Space Wolves for going like too hard in the wolf theme. I really want Dark Angels to really lean into this forest thing. And I want to have like a whole like druid aspect to them.
They can summon forest.
Like it doesn't make sense. They like, yeah, we're the druid space marines now.
They're not of the forest in that way. They're of the forest like...
Space Wolves were not of wolves that way either. They were cool Viking guys, and then they
became
terrible.
Wolves. Yeah.
I want the same fate to fall upon the Dark Angel players.
But Dark Angels hate everything that lives in the forest.
Yeah,
they're about
the forest to
killing the forest.
Yeah, now the Lions, he was dreaming, and he's like, you know what? The forest ain't too bad. I love trees now.
What it is he's obsessed with killing monsters in the forest, and the shaman unit, it's a new unit, they're actually manipulating him. They like summon forests onto the enemy, and he's like, the monsters in the forest!
Yeah,
and just
they eat you. Yeah, and they also can tell if you had ChatGPT write your list for you. They're very anti-machine. That they're going to start making their armor out of wood.
Yeah.
But it's going to be like Warhammer wood, so it's going to have some rules that's like, it's actually stronger than iron. And this is how Dark Angels are ruined.
Yeah, this sounds great. I want all of this, honestly.
No, I think that's really cool is the ability to run Dark Angels, Greenwing, and Ravenwing at like their full strength at all times.
I'd love to see a redeploy from him because he is a tactical genius, and we haven't seen any rules that imply that yet.
Well, I mean, he walks through forests. That's pretty tactically genius.
9-inch charge. Genius.
Is he a genius? Like, he puts a hood on and he's just like, now nobody knows I'm here.
No, you made that up. You
He's a
can't
mysterious
make up a narrative
stranger.
about someone and then make fun of them for it.
Mysterious 12-foot tall stranger with the Emperor's
It
shield.
talks about like, they're like, oh yeah, all around like Imperium Nihilist, this stranger and like wearing a cloak shows up and like
Tall stranger.
kills chaos stuff and disappears, and they're like,
Dude,
who is that?
Haven't you
masked
played
man?
Assassin's Creed? It totally works. 100% works.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nailed
Yeah.
it.
There it is.
So yeah, druids. Druids are coming.
Thanks, Meliodas. For Tau, how do you feel as a gun rig as deployment zone nuance? They create 17-inch anti-teleport or deep strike bubble. Their supremacy railgun is 72 inches, heavy 2, strength 12, AP 4, 3 plus D3 damage, and D3 mortals on wounds, and moves 8 inches.
Oh, we can move?
This is Storm Surge, right?
No, this is the
gun rig.
the fortification.
But doesn't it?
Oh my god.
Isn't it ballistic skill 5?
Oh my
or something?
god. I didn't even.
Yeah, it's they made that whole gun line tower thing, and I guess it surfs around.
But it's
It does move.
But it's ballistic skill 5, I think.
That's gonna be
Tidewall
the,
gun rig. No, BS4.
Okay.
Yeah, supremacy railgun. What?
How many points is
D3
this thing?
plus what?
We'd have to look at a list because it's going to be validated.
Oh, that's
In
true.
Arsenal Open now, it's like you don't have to take an extra detachment. This actually might become like just no one thought about it because like you're not going to buy an extra detachment.
And nobody owns this model.
That's true.
I think a lot of tab players own it, but they had never built or painted it,
Yeah.
including Izzy.
I'm seeing
including
100,
Brian,
125
including Zach.
points.
Yeah.
I'm pulling it up.
God, Tau players.
Is it a Chaos Bastion?
Tidewall gun rig. It's 125 points.
Dang it. 125. It's only T6 though. Why is it only T6?
You have to do an action to move it, but it's got 16 wounds, so it's
Let's see this.
a little thick.
This is a 2-shot rail. Look, it's literally just 2
Oh,
railguns.
this is the main reason. You can only shoot the closest eligible enemy unit.
No, it's if nobody's embarked in it.
Oh.
Then it goes on auto.
And then it becomes a ballistic
So you're going to embark it with like a Cadre Fireblade?
fireworks.
Ooh,
Yeah.
a Fireblade.
Croup Shaper.
Crude Shaper. It's cute. Where is the moving thing?
You have to do an action in order.
And then it moves 8 with the fly keyword.
And you just have to have a unit embarked in it. With fly, so can you pop over a building?
Well, it's large, Shane. It's
You're
bigger
just like
than you think.
surprised though. Here's
It's a small dinner
I
plate.
think it's like 6 inches diameter already.
Yeah.
So you're moving
How many points is this again?
125.
Okay.
It's just more fragile than I would
don't-
like, honestly.
Yeah, you don't have enough points in your list, and for 125, you can just add things that will do. It kills.
I guess here's a tough question for you guys. How cheap would it have to be for you to take it?
No, I don't hate it, to be honest. At 125 points,
Yeah.
I don't hate it.
Honestly, not that much. If you dropped it like 100 down to 100 points,
If you dropped 100 points.
if you dropped it 100 points, I'd probably take 3 of them.
If it went down to 100, I would definitely be interested.
It's
But a hammerhead is...
because you have to think you also are paying points for whatever's going to crew it.
A hammerhead's 145. It's only 1-shot railgun. This is 2.
It's 2 railguns glued together.
But they're 3. It's 3 damage plus D3.
Oh, they're not even as good.
It's 3 plus D3, but you have D3 mortals instead of flat 3 mortals.
So it's...
But you have twice as many shots with no reroll.
But this also does not ignore invulns.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not a real railgun.
Yeah, it's not. It's a
The
supremacy
one.
railgun.
It's not supreme at all.
It's the...
Does Tau know what that word means?
I know. I'm like, I don't know what this writing. Yeah, I'm not sold on it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I love it. I think you should try it and let us know because I think it's cool.
I don't think it's terrible. I'll give you that.
When I went to my first tournaments, I was playing Tau. That should tell you how long ago it was. And I was taking drone ports. And like my tech was you put a Cadre Fireblade in the drone port and you pop out the marker drones. And because he's BS2, they're BS2 now. So you get 5 marker lights hitting on 2s.
Oh,
It's pretty cool.
like it.
Cost a lot of
It's
points. Didn't really do anything.
Insane.
yeah.
I'm sold. I think it's awesome.
I'd much rather see Storm Search at the table than the Tidewall gun rig.
You know what else I played in the same list?
Storm Surge?
Storm Surge.
Of course you did. I remember your Storm Surge. That was your
tells you-
profile pick.
Yeah.
How bad it is.
That's his dating profile.
That
pic.
list was bad. Oh,
worked.
should have been. Man, could you imagine, Shane?
It worked.
I would not accept anyone that responded to that. I'd just be like, nope.
You wouldn't accept in your life anyone that was willing to date for sure on that picture.
No, just on they're like, oh, I see a Storm Surge. I'm excited about this.
They don't know what it is, Shane. They just see a
They might
man
know what it is.
with a beautifully painted Tau model.
If they don't know what it is, then they're not. I don't know if they're ready for what they're in for.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, Andrew, longtime lurker, finally coming to 40k, wanting to do Custodies.
That's a good place to start.
Have 2 boxes of bikes and 2 boxes of guard. What else do I need coming into 10th? New boarding patrol. Thanks.
The boarding patrol box is a good. It's a good one.
What comes in it?
It's like a unit of bikes. I think Terminators.
Let's find out.
Find out.
I think actually it comes with Trajan.
I can almost guarantee it's good value.
The ability to Google is actually overpowered.
Yes.
I've just looked up all the things we need.
included there.
Why is Trajan in this box?
Because he's,
What are they
It's a
doing?
great first purchase.
yes.
You just can't spam it. But that's all of them, right?
So it's a guard kit, a Terminator kit, and Trajan, which, to be honest, is what I would
Can you
tell
look
you
up
to
the new
get.
patrol box?
That was.
That is basically the new
What are you talking about? That's what it is.
There's the newer one. The
Boarding patrol.
This is the new one. Boarding action.
Boarding
No, they're
patrol.
making the one that they're making like in 10th edition that's balancing the whole
Yeah,
game.
that's this one.
Boarding patrol.
Oh, is it? Mm-hmm. I thought it usually comes with more. I thought
The combat patrol is what you're thinking.
it's in combat.
that's a
And
older
that's,
box.
instead of Trajan, you have 3 bikes, and then
Some sisters.
instead of Terminators, you have 10 sisters. So really, it's mostly just an entirely different box.
Yeah.
It's totally different.
I think if you buy both of those, that's actually a good place to go because you want sisters. Sisters are always a good unit to have in the back whenever you need to fill those points for good guys. The Guardians are always good.
Guardians? Oh, is it just the regular
Those regular ones.
Yeah.
It's tough because you're like, do I go shields or do you go spears? And we don't know. They've been
don't know.
going back and forth.
We don't know.
So you want 5 of each.
Yeah. Well, you either...
As a starting point, 5 of each?
Yeah.
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 I like it.
It's fine.
So
Yeah.
probably boarding patrol first, then combat, and
Yeah.
you're pretty set there.
Then yeah.
Then
And
you
then
get
if you
into Forge
really
World.
like it, then
Forge
you
World,
start to look at Forge World, which is the unfortunate side of Custodies.
Expensive.
Or fortunate side, depending on your perspective.
What?
All right, thanks again, Digital. One more question for y'all. I'm planning to travel for BAO and looking at staying till the Wednesday after the event, but don't know what to do with those days. What are your thoughts? There's so much to do around here.
BAO at the same place this year or no? They move it.
It's in the same area. I don't know if it's in the same
Okay.
exact, but
I think it's still like the airport hotel.
yeah.
Okay, so you're near the city. So if you've never been out here, going out
Well,
to
you're near the airport. You're actually pretty far from doing anything in the city.
What? No.
It's like
you're like 20 minutes anywhere.
from the suburbs, and you're like 30 minutes from.
No. No, you're crazy.
From
If you have
financial
a full
districts?
day
I can
of
get to
stuff
the
to do.
financial district in 30 minutes right now.
Yeah.
From here.
Oh,
I mean, yeah, it's Saturday. I could do it.
Yeah, it depends on the day, hours. But
depends on the construction, time of year.
Yeah. Anything could happen.
A lot of variables
getting
here.
to San Francisco, there's always a lot of fun stuff there. Pier 39's great.
Gotta go to Ghirardelli, get a hot fudge sundae. Actually, no, sorry. You get a Treasure Island, which is a hot fudge sundae with a brownie in it.
Well, it's very good.
That's the best.
Can confirm.
We
It's
took
quite good.
Liam to get that.
Yeah,
Pretty great.
Golden Gate's fun. Like
Golden Gate Park is actually gorgeous.
Yeah.
Depending on where you're from, if you don't get to see a lot of parks,
Yeah.
yeah, if
pretty
you
cool.
want like off the wall recommendation, which people usually won't, Jack London Square in Oakland is
Yes.
really nice and a really fun, cool place to
Very
go.
hip.
don't go to
bars.
Oakland.
Don't go to Oakland. There's
Don't go to Oakland.
There's cool
It's-
parts of London.
There
Still live
are,
there, it's great.
but without a guide, you're not going to find the cool parts of Oakland.
Jack London Square, pretty
Yeah,
good bet.
it's pretty safe.
Just don't wander.
Yeah.
San Jose has lots of great food.
You know what we have? The
Yeah.
Computing History Museum.
Oh, gosh. Poor Liam.
Yeah.
Like, Liam, you want to go to the computer museum? No, Bridget. Let's go literally anywhere except for the computer museum. I'm not going to come across the world to see the.
Wait, did you actually try that?
Yes.
Yeah,
multiple
I was
times
into
to
it.
go.
I thought it was a cool place.
Yeah.
I've literally for years not gotten anybody to go with me.
If you're an active, fun person, Mount Diablo is really fun and
Yep.
looking gorgeous right now because of all the rain we're getting.
Yeah.
Also quite far.
If I was going to go far and hike, I would go see the redwoods.
Oh, yeah. You can go to Los
Go to Santa
Gatos.
Cruz.
Or literally the redwoods, like the big park up north. Santa Cruz is cool too.
Yeah.
Los Gatos is cool too. But if you go north, past Marin,
Yeah.
there's like the redwoods with
Yep.
one you can walk through. It's super cool. But Santa Cruz is super fun too. So then you're driving a bit more. But like, look, you already like came across the country.
You know what, Adrian? You know what digital designer said he wants to do? Go to the Computing History Museum.
No way, you nerd.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, then don't come here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get beat up. Beat up
Yeah.
nerds here.
I've actually never been there. I can't tell you if it's good or bad. 'cause
What?
Nobody will go.
Why'd
with
you
me.
recommend it?
Because I want to go. No!
Go by yourself.
No, you can't go to a museum alone.
Yeah, it would look really sad with the computers. I'm pretty sure that put you on a list.
Oh, speaking of museums,
Yeah.
if you're going to Golden Gate Park, the Science Museum
The Science Museum.
is actually quite nice
Yeah.
in GGP.
Thanks,
And then there's the one.
The Academy of Sciences.
The
Yeah.
Academy of Science is really cool, and then there's another science museum at Pier 1 that's like more physical science rather than biological
You mean
science.
Exploratorium?
I think that's what it is.
Exploratorium is fun. It's more fun with people because it's kind of like little kids like experiments and stuff. So it's like
Well, imagine be going with people. You think he's going by himself?
I don't know. Again, we said, yeah.
Do you need friends? Adrian will go with you.
I mean, not to the computer museum.
That's okay. We have actually quite a large group in chat assembling.
Yeah, to go to the computer museum.
Perfect.
And Bridget, you gotta go, and you gotta reap what you sowed.
Yeah.
Now I'm committed to going to this museum.
I'm like not against going to it because I live here, but if I was someone that traveled across the world, I would be sad if I went there.
I'd throw hands.
It's in kind of a nice place. It's by the Google campus, and then there's actually marshlands and like a little lake over there.
There's a swamp.
You can like rent
Swamp.
boats.
Swamp.
You can like rent a little boat and paddle around in that lake.
I forget that we like live on the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we live in the Bay Area, but we don't
Yeah.
go in the Bay.
Yeah.
Well, this lake is not in the bay.
Oh,
It's a little lake
That's a plus.
by the Google campus. Yeah, I would not paddle around in the bay. That's
Nope.
no.
There's sharks, and it's gross, and it's cold. It's like all the bad with it.
All the bad.
Yeah.
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 I agree. And rocky. It's not even like a sandy bay.
Oh yeah, it's rocky too.
Yeah, it sucks. All right, I think we nailed it, Digital. You have a lot of ideas, and Computing Museum, I think, is number one.
Yeah.
Thanks, Leaks Veeks.
Hey.
Where are the building terrain pieces from? This is
Oh.
frontline terrain?
No, this is
Oh, LGT.
This is LGT. This is a very specific style.
so combat tactics, combat.
Combat Wombat.
Hold on, please
What are you
hold.
talking about?
So it's LGT doesn't make them. It's
Yeah.
made by a European company, and these are broadly used in the UK. And they're used at LGT, but they're called combat. I'm just gonna Google combat terrain.
Combat LGT. Really
Ooh,
probably
that
just
actually
Google
worked. TT combat.
There you
TT
go.
combat.
So tabletop combat.
If you're in the UK, these are very standard, and I actually like them a lot. Even if you're doing player placed, I like them.
I think it works really well for
They're
player
cool.
placed.
Yeah, and they look pretty. Zach did them up with a bit of moss. Helps a lot.
I think definitely for this game and just seeing is just like it's a very different meta and really changes stuff up.
Yeah, right.
It has a lot of firing lines and really open. So, yeah, I think it's good for player place though.
Yeah.
A
All right.
superior system.
Well, there you go. Thanks, Matt Powell. Best April Fools for me was the link after the stream went on to a Brian Bridger could talk about Iron Hands versus Tau. I was gotten good, I tell you.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Oh man, yeah, we didn't even have to do this good talk. We could just put a little link. And be
Yeah.
like,
Oh, we could have rebroadcast an old show.
Yeah,
that would have
been
been
blessing.
a good April Fool's.
Oh
Yeah.
man. Wow. We would have had to find one that was like the two of us though.
Yeah, I like the one about the Iron Hands. And Brian and we're talking about Iron Hands versus Tau.
I mean, it's
Tale
funny
as old
that
as
that
time.
exists. I don't remember that
Oh,
game
it
at
was
all.
literally Iron Hands versus Tau.
Yeah, I don't remember this at all.
That's really.
I mean, they
good.
must have just done it in the 15 minutes we were getting ready.
No, we played a game. Like, this is a past good talk. We played a game,
Yeah, no.
Iron Hands versus Tau. I just don't remember
I feel
it.
like I remember most games.
Which army was I playing?
I remember the Fire Raptor versus my Death Guard. That
Yep,
was sad.
I remember that.
That
Yep.
was horrific.
That was a funny game. It was over so fast.
It was so painful. He was like, ah, ha, 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 ha. And then he's always like, we're like, oh, what should we do for this game? He's like, bring the Fire Raptor. We're like, no, it's not a fun game for anyone.
Yeah. You still have my Fire Rapper?
I do. It's half painted in Fizz colors.
Nice.
It's like painted just enough that you can't use it anymore.
Yeah. Perfect.
Well, thanks, Willow. Y'all, there's a Data Slate Thursday, and you want to stop thinking about 9th? Come on. We're still going. Practice makes perfect.
Did they declare that?
There's going to be one on Thursday. That's crazy. They usually release on
excited.
Tuesday, which is weird, but
No. I think they were. Well,
I don't,
pointless to argue.
I don't know.
yeah, like the gaming world resets on Tuesday for some arbitrary weird reason.
Well, that's when the WoW servers reset.
That's when that
No.
did that.
Willow also
What do you-
plays.
Destiny servers redo.
Yeah, that's what it's about. Okay, well, that's no. I mean, honestly, Willow, we're loving 9th edition. That's the thing. We're kind of like.
Yeah, no, if they're
one of
doing
the number one
another
things.
bypass, they're just, oh no, they might just like make Reapers go all the way up.
You would think that's what they're gonna do. I'm optimistic that they're gonna just tweak the game even more and they'll make it better. Like Codex Warfare only gives 1 point for Heavy Doctrine. Boom. Secondary is basically gone.
Boom.
That's almost the only thing you have to do, frankly.
For Space Marines, yeah.
But they're the only problem, really. GSC have a high win rate, but like, who's playing GSC? Me after the balance day slate.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm super optimistic, and we've been loving it.
Yeah, it's been
been
good.
so fun.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna.
that's great. No, I'm excited about it. The idea that they're trying to balance it more,
I'll play the heckins out of it.
unless they touch the things I did. God,
They-
I hope
they
they
definitely
reduce the. I was so excited about playing like White Scars, and I have the plasma guys.
Inceptors?
And it's like, oh, they actually dropped down to like better than reasonable, but like not insane. And then they like put it back like, nah, we're gonna make these overcost and no one sees them again.
It was too much.
That list I made was beautiful.
It was too much. You should not. You would just be running 18 Inceptors.
It was 18 Inceptors.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an indication of a problem.
Yeah, a little bit.
Thanks, Dan. So glad GW burning it all down. Fresh start.
Yeah.
I'm excited too.
Honestly,
It's gonna be fun.
as much as I think that they're doing a good job, I think taking what they know now, they can. It needs to be like ripped out, but I think they know what to lay down.
That's true. You know, there were rumors about like, oh, they're gonna get rid of toughness and strength. They didn't.
Yeah.
Which sort of reiterates that they are taking what they've learned, and while there might be some big changes, they are certainly not doing a. They're not throwing out the whole system what they've learned. It's gonna be applicable.
Till we get swing turn or something weird.
Yeah. There's like they haven't revealed the biggest thing. Double
Yeah.
turns.
Triple turn.
Triple
Yeah.
turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you go 3 times with the shooting phase. It's great.
If you keep killing, you just keep getting to keep going. Yeah, that's it.
That's the new Iron Hand spread.
Yeah.
On a 4+, take another turn.
Oh.
Yeah.
But you can only take vehicles.
But on a 1 through 3, your opponent takes 2 turns.
I like it.
Oh, I'm in.
I like it.
I'm sold.
I'm into it.
Thanks, Amsterdam. Hey, Titans. Hoping Fire Prisms for Craft Worlds get a boost in the new edition. Love vehicles and tanks. Glad to see Hammerheads and Gladiators being viable.
Right?
Yeah, I think they could. They were hot for a minute.
Pew pew.
The fire prisms.
Yeah, they can get them.
I think, yeah.
I have faith.
I think they're starting to figure out like they're like, okay, tanks are not as durable as we want, so we can kind of up their firepower as long as they're not getting buffs.
Yeah.
So
Well, but they are going to be durable.
yeah, they could. They can be T26.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? I want all the units to be valid.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
I want everyone to be happy.
Is that too much to ask for?
It is.
There's a lot of units in this game.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people who play this game. Do we even want all of them to be happy?
Can Bridger
Really?
be happy? Let's
A lot of
ask.
people.
It's true.
Yeah.
A lot of people. I don't know. Thanks, Connor. Which faction do you all think will be changed the most and how? Admech, Orcs, and Death Guard. Going back to Feel No Pain, Canticles just become Doctrines, or just get Advance and Charge.
I
All
think
the time.
I think that Admech are probably going to see the most rebuilding of their thing. I really like I got a sense for the Admech was a design where it's like a robot that like when you press the go switch, so like they operate at like 75% of efficiency, but when you give them a point of like a CP, then they go up to like 125% of efficiency. And that was that kind of like you choose, you have to be super methodical about how you activate it.
Yeah.
I just don't think they're going to keep that system in there. So I think there's going to be probably a pretty big redesign. A lot of the stuff for the Admech Codex they made just didn't work, and they were still trying to feel it out the army.
Yeah.
And it just was like, this stuff's cool, or went insane, or just never solved table. So it's got a lot of room. The weird thing about Admech is they also tried to be like, they have like the science version of like weapons. So it's like their plasma guns are supposed to be better than normal plasma
The
guns.
science version of weapons.
Yeah.
I think Admech is a pretty good call, honestly, for all the reasons. Belisarius call for all the reasons that you said. They're gonna have to really rethink how they, like the identity of that army right now is so 9th edition. It was the first really complex book.
Yeah.
I loved it, but it's just not gonna fly. So I think I'm not even gonna say GSC because while I'm worried for them, I think the spirit of them will still be captured. But the Admech, they could go so many different directions with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think what you described, Shayne, is a charitable interpretation of what they attempted in 9th. And that's probably what they were going for, but what they ended up with was a hot mess of overlapping rules and buffs.
Yep.
It was just the epitome of what we're trying to get away from in 10th.
Right.
Yeah.
So who knows what they're going to do with Admech. I mean, Admech didn't really have much of an identity in 8th. They just had guns.
They just shot you off the table.
God, they were so boring.
People with guns.
Yeah, they had 6 Castellan robots and destroyed anything they looked at.
So there's no identity to fall back on.
Yeah.
In recent memory.
So you go before when they were created, and you have the
Conclave. Not Conclave. War Convocation.
War Convocation. God, I love that army.
Yeah.
And then it becomes about.
It was all about having units with like crazy, like weird rules, like not even good ones. Just they were super weird, and but everything did something special.
Yeah, I think they're going to have some powerful army-wide buff that is broadly applicable, and then I think this is going to be the case of kind of like you were saying with GSC is special rules falling back to units individually, and they might get an extra little rule attached that's going to replace whatever it is. But yeah, we'll see.
I could see the plus-minus thing being just army-wide, and that's like their thing.
I think Canicles and Doctrines for sure are just going to... Although, actually, could be a different spread. Could be full, like 2 spreads. If that book comes with 2 spreads, I guarantee one will be like, here's your Scutari spread, here's your...
That seems likely.
Your generic one.
Generic.
Yeah.
And then they do the thing they always do, which is down the line, they're like, here's the new spread where you get to combine them. Like, just let me play the whole army.
Yeah. You know, an army I think needs actually a lot of rework, that they were kind of close and then suffered from too much rules bloat and then being like backhanded because of it is Tyranids. I think the Tyranid identity was like in a good, like they didn't really know what to do with it, and then like Crusher Stampede came out, which is like, yeah, we figured out what makes monstrous creatures really good, and then the actual codex came out, which was like way too overpushed with all of it combined, and then they nerfed all of it. And so it's like...
Well, good news for you, Shayne. A whole new everything for Tyranids.
Yeah, Tyranids are getting a bunch of new stuff. So,
starting over.
Yeah. But hopefully we don't have the Necron problem from from the start of...
It'll be fine.
Or did they come out on 9th? Necrons, when did they get redone?
They came out 9th. Started 9th.
9th. Okay.
The launch of
But
9th.
we saw it go full cycle.
Yeah.
It's like they came out, they were great, then they were bad for a while, and everyone's like, oh, and we're like, it'll come back around again, and guess what? It came back around again, and they were busted. And now they're back to like, okay.
Hot take, Death Guard are actually like feel really well. They just need like minor tweaks that need to be modernized.
Yeah,
I think they don't need a lot of changes at all. I'm actually very happy of how they feel and how they play.
All right, well, thanks, Claven. Am I the only person who thinks there should be less attack rolls per unit? I understand different weapon models, but less rolls per attack would cut an hour off the game.
I'm highly agree about this. I think that models are getting way too many attacks.
No, I think they're talking about take away the toughness roll.
Whoa.
Oh, I thought it was number of attacks.
Less attack rolls per unit.
Attack rolls.
Or
different profiles?
I think that they mean you're rolling too many dice for an attack.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I think.
But you got to be careful, right? It is a design space. Volume over quality is a meaningful spectrum or equilibrium. Like, there are armies where that is their identity. Guard throw a lot of dice, and most of them are garbage.
Yeah.
And yes, that wastes time, but if you take that away, what is Guard? How is Guard different from AdMech, different from Custodes, or Votan? Like, these are all just armies that have guns. How do you make them feel different? Quantity versus quality is a real thing.
And, it really helps with the variance. We talked about the D6 system, we talked about the toughness system.
Yeah.
If a base model has like 1 attack, then, for example, you can't really have debuffs that are like -1 attack when you're nearby. That's devastating. Yeah. Whereas if you have, a Space Marine that has like 4 attacks on the charge, you have, your gradation is 4 times as kind of divisible, and you're able to kind of play with, it halves their efficiency or it quarters their efficiency or whatever. But with the less attacks you have, the harder it is to do that, and the waste, it gets much spikier. So I agree with Bridger. You have to be very careful.
There was a clarification from the Claven. Okay. Fewer profiles, fewer weapon profiles on 1 unit.
That's part of the war gear thing, and I'm nervous about that because I think they want to reduce it. They want the game to be simpler.
Yeah.
But I also know they have literally the physical models that they are producing. And I still am going to stick with my theory that they're going to want you to play what's out in the box.
Yeah.
And they're not going to redo every kit in the game. So I don't know that we're going to get a resolution on this. I agree, it would be ideal.
And
I could see them going the route they did with the Terminators for CSM, where anything they're equipped with, that they are... I would love that for Plague Marines. I'm a Death Guard player.
Right.
And they do have like 5 different profiles for attacking, and that's what comes in the kit. Now, if you called most of those weapons just Plague weapons and just make them like +2, -1, 2
That's
damage, they're fine.
what
Power
Sigmar
weapons
does.
is another one, where like the power axe, power sword, and like power mace,
Yeah, for the staff.
Maul.
like the stab should be all the same profile. It
Yeah.
just so you can model it the way you want to play it.
I agree.
And just they can actually choose a good profile. Now there should be variants in weapons. Now I think a power fist and like Thunderhammer, like the heavier quality,
Yeah.
should still show through in
No,
the game.
yeah, you're not saying reduce all of them, but there are huge
Yeah.
chunks and swaths that you
Yeah.
can kind of cut down on.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
That's
can get
nice.
behind that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm super on board.
All right. Thanks, Ogre Barbarian. Hey, Titans. With the WoW returning and 10th on the horizon, I find myself questioning what my next big purchase should be. 3 trucks, 3 Stormboy boxes, or a Stompa, maybe 3 Killacan boxes.
Killicans.
Storm Boys.
Oh, there's a follow-up here. Quick follow-up. Thanks again, Ogre Barbarian. Follow-up, there's no Captain Badrock available on the web store. Could this and the Flash Kits in the boarding patrol mean new one inbound for 10th?
Ooh, that'd be super cool. Well,
Yeah.
it'd be moderately cool, just because he already has a cool model.
Yeah,
and
it
I'd
is a
rather see
really
other
cool
new
one.
kits. But yeah, he's resin. Mine's metal. Like I could see it. I would say not Stompa.
Yeah, I think they're going to try to shy away from you bringing one big model that can just win the game and nobody has fun.
I don't know why, but
What?
I don't know why.
Yeah. Oh man, Castellans.
Right. I think trucks are interesting, but not excited. I'm not excited for you to get 3 trucks.
Yeah.
I think it's an okay option. I think the Killicans and the Storm Boys are probably the 2 top of my list.
Yeah.
And I like I say Storm Boys because they're just an iconic unit. They're fast. They give you what
They're evergreen
what
about
Storm ever
being good, and
exactly.
a melee unit, like melee army, you want to be fast. Killicans are just cool.
Killicans are really cool,
Yeah.
and they're good now. But so are
I
Storm
actually
Boys.
did mistake Killicans. I was thinking of Death Dreads, and I like a lot of Death Dreads because I just
Yeah.
want them to be great.
They're so cool.
I think they actually are pretty good.
So you would say, yeah, they're pretty good.
I'd go Storm Boys. I think you're right. I think just getting like 30 Storm Boys, and you can either run one big unit of Storm Boys, if that's going to be good. That's another one. I wonder if they're going to evaluate how Blast affected the game and stop people from bringing big hordes.
Yeah, I'm curious to see.
Because, yeah, that was one of the problems is just like, if they made it just Blast, you always get min 3 if it's a D6 weapon. Not crazy.
Yeah, that's
Getting
kind of,
max profile once you go to 11 is like,
that's too much,
oh, too much.
especially on like a Wyvern.
Yep.
Well, thanks, Liberty Fires. Top 3 chocolate candy, go.
Oh, Liberty Fires! Thank you so much. Okay.
All right.
Give
The
me a
Reese's
second.
Cup,
Oh, that's good.
number 1.
Oh, that is really good. That was an
I mean, it's
excellent snipe.
staple. You don't beat it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't really beat that.
That's definitely on my list. Cherry Ripe, also on my list.
I knew
That
that would
cherry
be
thing
on
was
your
the
list.
worst thing I've ever eaten in my
No,
life.
they're good.
What?
No.
You like coconut?
They're
No.
good.
Then that's why.
Yeah, you wouldn't stick your hand out so I could spit my hand back in it.
Ew.
What? What is wrong with you?
What? I always try to do that with Katie. Will be like, I'm like, I don't like this, and I'll be like, and she would just get so mad. She's like, I'm not doing that. Get away from me.
Ew.
Yeah, she is correct, Shane.
Yeah,
This person is engaged to you?
dude, I don't know why either. She's so much like too good for me. A literal saint.
Oh my god. All right. I need a third one. You need 2 more.
Snickers.
I don't know where you stand, Bridger.
I mean, Reese's, I think, is just top tier.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Shane on that. That's tough to beat.
I agree.
M&M's count?
They are a chocolate candy, yeah.
Okay. Then I'd have to move it to my number 2. I literally had a peanut M&M addiction that I was eating like 4 to 5 packs a day.
Oh, see, you pushed the envelope though, because that is 90% peanut, 10% chocolate.
Yeah, it's still good.
That's
Peanut,
literally just a
peanut and
peanut.
chocolate, man.
Still
you don't go
incredibly
wrong.
calorie dense. That's a lot to be eating every day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man, it was a lot. People would buy me like, oh, he loves peanut M&Ms, and they'll buy those like big containers, and I would
Yeah.
just like finish it in a day.
Yeah, those are
Because I wouldn't
dangerous.
stop.
I don't buy
Yeah.
anything like that because it's just if it's around, you're just gonna eat it.
Yeah.
You know. I think I'm gonna say, frankly, just the Dove dark chocolate little squares.
If we're gonna go with that, I'm gonna go with the Ghirardelli squares,
Yeah.
the sea
that's
salt
pretty
caramel
great, too.
ones,
That's good.
top notch.
I think I'm gonna
Ghirardelli-
get creative here. I think chocolate covered fruit.
Oh.
Yeah, let's get saucy.
Closer than him.
That was a really great day. Was like came in like, hey, you need to play on stream, but I also made you chocolate covered strawberries.
Well, I didn't make it for you.
You made it for me.
Let's
Like,
be
oh,
clear.
man, that's really
Let's be
thoughtful
clear,
of you,
Shane.
Bridger. Wow, I didn't expect this from you. This was really nice.
Let's be clear, Shayne. I made them because we had a work thing.
Yeah, don't be embarrassed because this is
And
live.
then I brought them
people
here
are-
because I couldn't eat all that. But did you know if you make chocolate-covered fruit, you have to eat them basically that day?
Yeah.
Generally,
Have
most
you ever
fruit
had
when
them
you
the
have
next
fruit
day?
out, yeah.
The next day? No.
It's not good.
I followed the instructions and ate them that day.
It's very sad the next day, honestly. Cool.
That's lame. Okay, well, hey, I think
for
we
the
nailed it.
question.
Yeah.
Thanks, BPP Wargaming. Would y'all be buying anything right now or just wait for 10th? I went out and spent $1,000 on Tau and don't even know the rules yet.
Yes! Yep. Okay, that's the one correct answer, is I'd be nervous about buying things unless you just go and buy everything. Then you're pretty much, you're going to be wrong and you're going to be right.
I would buy things and just be general about it. Like,
Be general, get what models you're interested
you want
in
to
playing.
this is a perfect time to get it ready. So like, if you want your army, you go wide, and it's like this is a time to be like, oh yeah, I did buy like 3 speeders, and they never saw a table, but you're gonna want those to be ready when like it drops, and then it's like those are gonna be good and fun units, and you're gonna want to play them.
Yeah.
And stuff, and not even like about trying to find this meta, just like it's always sucks when you feel like you have to buy models to keep up, but then when you're pleasantly surprised when you're like, oh, 3 Brutalis Dreadnoughts are great. I'm glad I just had those in my collection.
Yeah. And if you buy the core stuff, especially starting a new army, the basics, the troops,
The troops, the
HQs,
transports.
the transports,
Yep.
it's going to be hard to go wrong.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Go buck wild.
That was an answer. Thanks, Monarch. How would you guys recommend using drop pods in World Eaters? Drop pod Marines are the coolest thing, but I find it hard to justify over a Rhino.
I agree. So I wouldn't, but if I were to,
Do they get drop pods?
yeah, Dreadclaws.
Okay.
Dreadclaws.
Do their Dreadclaws come in turn 1?
Yep. They do now.
I like that because I would take 1 unit of it.
Okay.
I don't know how expensive a Dreadclaw is. I'm expecting it's the price of a drop pod.
Yeah, they're pretty close.
Okay. So you come in. They have something to help boost their charges?
Nope.
Or, nope. Okay.
Well, sorry. If you have Blood Tithe, you can get +1 to charge. And actually, you know what? I'm a liar. So you can get +1 to charge. You can get extra D6 drop to lowest.
Yeah.
The +1 to charge though, it's going to be
Those are
tough
both
turn 1 because you have to have Blood Tithe.
Yep.
But it is possible.
Yep. I would drop
Sure.
them in, and just 1 squad of them, maybe 10 man. Maybe you're crazy. Put in
Whew.
10 man. They even go to 10 man. I don't even know.
You're gonna be sad when you fail that charge.
Oh, it's not even about that. It's all about move blocking. You're like, this is either 2 blood tithe, you have to deal with it.
Right.
Or if you kill them, you don't kill the full 10 men. They're moving up and they're stopping you, for your opponent, from moving on the board turn 1.
You know what else gives you 2 Blood Tithe? 2 Chaos Bond.
2 chaos spawn, but you're taking 2 chaos spawn anyway.
True. Fair.
Yeah. I mean, if
not
you're
wrong.
running a Dreadclaw, you're not using it to get in and kill. You're just doing it there and trying to move block and stop your opponent from leaving their deployment zone so you can take the board.
You could also look at ways to basically use it as a forward deploy, where you're like, Shayne's got gun line. He's like over here, drop pod, come out behind the line of sight, obscuring terrain. If you make your charge, great. If you fail your charge, now you're a threat and they have to come rotate around you. So you can make them make decisions. So there is some merit to it. That is true. And you can put 8-bound, I think, is based off of the way that they got written. You can put 8-bound in, and the next turn you're jumping up real far.
Yeah, so you can do that as a forward deploy. I think there's other ways to do that better in the lit army, like not run Angron and just have forward deploying.
But it's only with 2 units.
Yeah.
So lets you put pressure on, kind of to your point.
Yeah.
So it's not my favorite thing, but if you're going to do it, that's probably the way.
I don't think it's the most insane thing on the planet.
No.
Okay, well, I think it's time to part the boys.
Oh no.
Here we go again.
Let's go.
We're back into lists.
All right.
Also, if you guys have any hard outs, you gotta express them now because we could be here forever.
No, dude, this is all
here
I got
forever.
going on.
All right,
today.
cool.
Yeah.
This next list is from Siege Roots. Thanks, Siege Roots.
Hey.
I think this might get me banned from my LGS, but I think I'll win a few games with the list. It's Tiggy and a Tech Marine, 2x5 Infiltrators. We got a Volkite Contemptor, 3 Multi-Melter ATVs, 10 Desolators, 2x3 Heavy Eradicators, a Gladiator Reaper, and the G-Man.
Oh, it's a mean list.
The choice of the ATVs is a little bit wild, but
You think?
We play them on Thursday.
Actually, I like them.
they're good.
With
are they?
Multi-Melter? I
I
like them.
got 3 of them.
Yeah, they're good. They're not
They-
everyone's running them, but they're heavy weapons. They're fast.
They got core, yeah.
They're core. Yeah, as we also discovered. Well,
Yep.
they let you do bike stuff.
It's a lot of wounds for the points.
Volkite Contemptor with G-Man is nifty.
Especially if you have Oath. So,
Seal of Oath?
Seal of Oath.
Yep.
So you're re-rolling your wounds to try to proc those mortals.
Yeah, well, I mean, you'll get that from Bobby G anyways.
No, re-roll all of them.
Yeah. Seal of Oath is you pick a target. It's Old Grudges.
Yeah. Oh, does Bobby G not? Oh, you get
No,
3-roll 1.
he's just
Yeah.
He's a lieutenant, yeah.
So Seal of Oath really.
You're
kicks
thinking
in.
8th when he was busted.
Yeah, that was a
Um,
problem. But you know, you're like, oh, you're CSM, you're taking that big Terminator block, you're gonna take that.
10 Desolators is a lot, but you can make that work. I would spend 1 CP to put, because you'll have a ton of it, to put Mastercraft the Vengor launcher. So now you're hitting on 2s, re-rolling, doing 3 damage. So you're killing Terminators out of line of sight. Is a really nice deck. 10's kind of a lot. I drop it 5 because that's a really expensive unit, and if anything can reach that unit, they die. You can't protect them.
I like the 10s. We've seen the result now.
10s just seems like such. Like 5 kind of just does a lot of the work for you.
How about 2 5s?
2 5s? I could.
Oh, pair of 5s.
I'm not. So my thing with Desolation is you always want to have them getting buffed. And Bobby G. So normally I would say you run one big squad and get Champion
Yeah.
Master. But Bobby G can do both. You can have your cake and eat it 2. You can split them into 2 5s, have 2 Vanguard launchers, and they both can be getting Chapter Master rerolls.
Yeah. I would find points, which I'd probably drop maybe some of the ATVs.
Stay away.
What's a 2 heavy race cars?
Heavy Eradicators.
Oh,
What are you trying to add in?
you know what I'm trying to add in?
Another Reaper?
No, Vitrix Guard. You need stuff to score.
Oh, they are good.
Yeah.
I'm
they
actually
are.
with
I
you on that
even
one.
think running the tax of Marnus Calgar, which is like insane,
No, you're.
allows you to put
That's-
them into no.
Too far.
So you
are
add
wrong.
him in, and then it allows you to take, what's it called, 3 of them in no force org.
Yeah, but
So you can just
Why?
fill your elite
Oh.
slots up so you can run 6 Redemptors.
why?
Okay.
So you run 3 Redemptors and 3 Brutalises. And
You're spending
but
like
that
200
is
extra points to do that.
Actually,
like 140,
legitimately,
it's not that crazy.
just a different list, Shane. What you have described is a list with almost 0 overlap with the one on screen.
Yeah, but mine's right.
Well, here's my thing. You do bring up slots, and that's what I want to see. Like the compulsory slots probably are determining some of these choices.
It's actually a lot is moved into heavy, so it's not actually that bad.
Well, but then Reaper, Eradicator, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so we're definitely compulsory on heavy. Elite is only 1.
So yeah, you can run 2 Vitrix, 3. You get 4 slots for elites.
You get 3. 3 and then characters. So yeah, that actually is
Run
pretty
2
interesting.
Vitrix. Yeah, drop in ATV, take 2 units of
Vitrix.
Vitrix Guard, and they're just fantastic for cheap trades or throwing them onto points to do March for McCrag.
Yep. That's the one thing.
Tiggy's great. Love Tech Marine.
Yeah. Or take Rights of War and Oaths of Moment. Oaths of Seal of Oath.
Yeah.
Got there. I like this list.
And March
Idris.
if you get to more scoring, you get March for McCrag pretty easily.
God, Speech Marines are so cool right now.
All right, I'm going to take this one away because here comes the next one.
Hey.
Thanks, Yumi.
Oh, what's up, Yumi?
Opinions on my favorite meme tile list. It's Borkan with a Cadre Fireblade, 3 Riptides, 3 Storm Surges. And the ultimate meme is to strat to res the Riptide. Use Eater of the King Warlord trait. I don't know what EOTK is. To reserve all Storm Surges at the start of the game. 1 model on the table, turn 1.
What? This is amazing.
This is
I need to get more Storm Surges.
Oh,
This
strat
will-
to reserve the Riptide, not resurrect. Okay.
Yeah.
So just the Fireblade starts on the table.
That is
this
hilarious.
is you will win that one game where that guy will hate you. You'll be a new person, like trying to learn the game. His first tournament where he shows up with Deathwatch,
Yeah.
and he's just trying to like enjoy it. And he's gonna be like, I don't know if this is legal, and you'll destroy him. You will
And it'll be
Ugly.
legendary, and you should feel great
Yeah,
about
it'll-
it that one time.
go home. His kids will be like, "What's wrong, Dad?" He's like, "I don't want to talk about it."
And your
He
kids will be
really-
like, "Hey, Dad, you look great. How you
Yeah.
doing?"
And he'll tell them all about it in detail. This is awesome.
That
I love
is-
it.
It's wild. This is exactly what we love to see for a meme list of.
Yeah. This is
Yeah.
10 out of 10 memeage. You've inspired me.
All right,
That's
the next
insane
one.
that you can even do that.
I know, right?
This next one's from Cultist Chan. Thank you. Hey,
this is gonna be
Titans.
fun. Oh, it's
We got a Drukari list here.
oh Drukari.
Ooh.
Drew Carey.
So we got Draz, 3x5 Incubi, 2x5 Racks, 1 Corvus Blackstar.
Corsairs. Corsair
Oh,
Void Scar with Psyker.
yeah.
What
3x3
the-
Reavers, 3
Yeah.
Tantalus, And then we got a patrol with 10 Blood Brides, a Succubus, 20 Hellions. Won your RTT, congrats.
Hey, congrats, what's up?
What are you doing asking about this if you won your RTT?
I
You know the
know.
list works.
I know.
Nah.
Throwing a little resume in there, which I appreciate. This is awesome. I am, you might already know, Cultist Chan, since you watch the channel, what I'm going to express my, anyway, I'm just going to say it. 2x10 Hellions is a lot of points.
Yeah.
I was trying to say that cohesively, and it was just not happening.
Yeah.
2x10 is a lot of points, and they can be very fragile.
Are they elites or are they fast attack?
They're fast attack.
You already got 3x3 Reavers.
Yeah, but they're different goals. So the 3x3 Reavers is for behind enemy lines.
Yeah, no, I get that. It just by reducing the points of the Hellions. It might be just a slot thing.
What do you mean?
That they don't have enough slots for all the.
No, because they have 5 fast attacks. So we have at least 1 more.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
3 Tantalus. Oh my god. Oh, it's so cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of Tantalus.
That's so
That's the
sick.
gunboat, right?
Mm-hmm. The big party
Giant
boat.
Forge World one. It's
Oh.
also a transport.
It's the party boat.
But they're like $220. They're like quite cheap right now. This is an awesome list. Big congrats, honestly.
Walk me through the Corvus Void Squadron.
Gives you Psyker, basically. They're relatively cheap. You can put them into any elves list.
And just lets you do
Give you-
warp ritual or whatever you want.
Yeah, deny.
Is it just a hero or
No, this is a Corsairs unit.
so they can get shot? Weird.
Yeah, you hide them. Again, you kind of keep them for denies and some utility.
Weirdos.
They're cool. They're cool.
So yeah, this is pretty cool for a elf list.
Oh, this is DT.
Yeah, I skipped that part because I didn't know
High
what TT meant.
TTS.
Because there's realized there's a patrol, so they are actually maxed on those Hellion fast attack slots there.
DT Dark Templar.
Well, I was like Dark Technomancer, but
Yeah.
there's nothing here that would. Oh, you have 2x5 racks. I guess my one question is why that? But it's cool. I like it a lot, and big congrats.
Cool. This next one here is from Mr. Cellophane.
What's up?
We got a White Scars list. We got a Company Ancient, a Company Champion with Warlord trait, a Bike Chaplain with +1 to hit, +1 to wound in close combat, with Master of Sanctity and Vox. We got a Chapter Master on Bike. We got 2x5 Infiltrators, 5 Bolt Aggressors, 5 with Hammer and Storm Shield. Oh, Vanguard Vets. That's not a W, that's a pair of V's next to each other. 10 Vanguard Vets with Claw and Storm Shield, 5 Hammer Terminators, 10 T-shirt launchers, 5 Melted Devs, 3 buffs on 1 unit, then send it.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I do like White Scars. I'm guessing this is White Scars proper, or is this a?
It doesn't say.
Doesn't
Yeah,
say.
so we'll assume proper. I don't know why you'd give up on proper, right?
Proper has really good traits.
Yeah.
Shayne just hates original founding chapters.
He's a
No, I'm the opposite. I really
He's,
like White Scars original ones
when they're purple.
when they're purple. Yeah. No, it was after the 3rd army that I gave away for free. That I was just like, okay, I need to stop this because I'm just hemorrhaging money.
Shayne will take Successor, but then he'll take the trait where it's just be the normal one.
Yes. Oh my god.
I'm respectful.
Yeah. Gotta pay. Yeah.
I don't love a 10-man Desolator in this list because it's just like, what are you benefiting from, really?
Yeah, that's.
And it's a lot. It's 300 and some, like 60 points.
Why are you guys haters on Desolators?
I'm not.
I'm not.
He's
I
a
like.
hater.
I like Desolator. I like a 5-man unit. I think is good in everything.
I want
Like a
30 of
5-man.
them. Show me 30 Desolators. I want to see it in action.
I don't think you can put that even in the list. That's so many points. It's 900.
It's
to
not
1200.
2,000 points, Shayne.
It's a little bit close. Closer than it is far.
I think it's 10 or nothing. But I also agree they're a bit odd in this list. I think when you look at armies that successfully employ Desolation Marines, they have some way to buff them above and beyond, right? Your Iron Hands ignoring penalty and rerolling. Your Ultramarines ignoring heavy penalty. Your Dark Angels that can just sit and get +1 to hit. Your Space Wolves that can ignore negative penalties.
Yeah.
White Scars don't really have any of those, so
Drop it down to a 5.
They can advance and shoot.
No, don't drop them down a 5-man. I think don't take them at all.
Okay. It would really help, guys, if you tell us what relics you're planning on taking. I'm assuming I don't like the Ancient, but they're probably taking the Banner.
Well, this does have relics, so I would assume nothing on it.
Does it?
This does list when he has relics.
Vox Spiritum on the Chaplain.
Master of Sanctity.
Okay,
So
then
what
I
would
would
you
not.
put
The Ancient you only take if you're taking the Banner, which gives you +1 Strength, and I would only take the +1 Strength Banner if you're running Con. I really
Or,
like. What?
alternatively, Shayne, the banner on its own gives you shoot on death, 4 up.
With what?
With the
With your
Desolators.
Desolators.
That's,
But I think
Yeah,
we removed
got
them
'em.
anyways.
Got him.
Yeah, I
Got
think
them.
we
There it
moved
is when they
both.
die.
I think Interceptors are still really good. I think one squad is still the play, because you can hide them, advance them up, delete people with the plasma stuff.
We talk instead of Desolation?
Probably instead of Desolation.
Yeah. I agree. That's just
You're
synergizes
on the
better with
point.
White Scars.
I really like Aggressors. I think Aggressors are great. I like Flame ones because the Bolters you do get average more shots, but you lose those extra shots on the hit roll
And
when you can just advance up and flame
Well,
stuff.
you Chapter Master. So remember, the whole premise of this list is to Chaplain for +1 to hit, +1 to wound, give them Chapter Master, and throw out 1 unit every turn.
Yep.
So Bolt Aggressors are better in that situation than Flame Aggressors.
But can they advance and shoot?
Yes.
Oh, -1.
Strat, 1 CP.
They just advance and shoot. They're White
Well,
Scars.
No, but it's not Assault.
It is
Both
assault. They're both assault, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
The Bolters are Assault?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, then now I'm on board.
But you lose the grenade launcher? Is that assault?
I think that one's Assault as well. I have to check.
Okay, if you can advance and shoot without penalty, then I'm on board. I don't really care which
I noticed
one.
like when you're hitting on 3, I guess you are hitting on 2s rerolling.
You're getting Chapter Master, so
Yeah.
that helps.
Um,
I do like the Aggressors, I agree.
I do like I really like them for because they go up to 3 damage with that, and they just dump out a lot of attacks. I've been on an Aggressor train lately, and I've been really liking it.
They're cool.
With mine, Vanguard Vets have been hit and miss. My biggest problem with them you got to really hold them back till turn 3. With White Scars, you don't really have the damage pump till turn 3.
2 CP put them in all doctrines.
Yeah,
Ooh, he's got you there.
but
Send 'em.
2 CP is still a lot for.
What else are you going to do? You're waiting for turn 3.
Yeah.
It seems like this
I've
list...
played a lot of them, and just like the Vanguard Vets generally disappoint me. I always think that they're going to do better than they.
I mean, today you put 10 of them into 10 Firewars, so
Yeah.
I think that was user error more than the Vanguard Vets. No?
No, that's fair. It's just that they. I mean, in this matchup, where would have you had the Vanguard Vets? They're
I'd go over here. We can get more units. Because I had like a little honeypot of units there that didn't want to move back.
Yeah.
I agree it's tough.
Yeah.
I don't know. So you would take them out, or would you keep them
No, they do work well. They're just. I put Relic Blade on the captain because he'll go to a 3 damage weapon and just take him with a Lightning Claw Relic Blade
on the Sergeant?
on the Sergeant.
Yeah.
Because if you're getting down to the Sergeant, you've pretty much lost the squad anyways.
And that Relic Blade goes to 3 damage.
Goes to
in
3
assault.
damage. Yep.
That's cute.
I've been really liking the Relic Blades on Veteran Vanguard. I didn't run in this one because I have to convert the models.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, it works.
And then we
I
did
would
it.
just try to find something for the Desolators. I like the Eradicators. I don't know if you're running that because they are Assault, so you can actually run those up and they can shoot. And so they can kind of do that. But I guess the Desolators is really good because not even for their main gun, but you just sit back and you just shoot things out of line of sight that are like not willing to come out.
Yeah.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. You take 30. Going on to our next
Make
list
it
here.
Be the
Hey.
change that you want to see in the world.
Thanks, Tide Ultra. Hey, Titans. Love the
up?
stream. I'm making a 1,000 point Scion list. Gaunt's Ghosts as the Warlord. Celestin, no.
Tempester Prime.
Tempester Prime with Drill, Commander, and Relic
The
Banner.
Finial, yeah.
6x5 Scions. And we're taking the heavy, high, super, very good.
Hot shot.
Hotshot Volley Gun and Plasma.
And Plasma, 3 Taurus.
3 talks.
Under 35 ideas. And this has to be only Scion units.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the only other option is the plane.
Well, it could be more of the same.
Yeah.
Because I would never take a plane unless
Yeah.
you really, really like them.
I like them.
You like them?
I think they're cool. The
they're
model.
cool.
I think the model's cool.
They're cool.
Yeah.
The concept is cool.
I'll start
Isn't there
with-
like a Taurus Prime that has like a decent autocannon gun?
So that's what they're taking here. I would assume.
Yeah.
Tarok's Prime are kind of just better. The only Scions can take them,
Yeah.
whereas the regular Taroks, normal people can take them.
Yep.
I like them a lot. I'll talk about the loadout because I think I can answer that better than the 135 points.
Yeah.
Autocannons, Gatling cannons. This is the way to go. I don't like the battle cannon.
Yeah.
It's not as good a value.
It just
lots
doesn't
of
hit as
shots.
hard.
And the
Yeah.
Gatling's great.
Yeah.
So I would keep it to those loadouts. Just
Do
volume of
Scions
shots.
go Born Soldier, or what? How does it work now? Do they get their own special? I haven't seen what they've actually done with the chain.
They don't get Born Soldier, but I don't remember what they get in exchange.
Okay.
That
would matter a lot for this choice. I'd probably go more Scions. I mean, you're going to lose a lot of Scions, so with the extra
Yeah, 30's not a ton.
Yeah.
Yeah, just more Scions. Maybe a second Prime, so you can get more buffs and pass them out.
A unit Prime and a Prime and a unit Scion is probably going to be 135 points.
Oh yeah, at least.
So I think that's what you add.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
So much fun.
Oh,
Thanks,
but
Title
it's
Train.
a 1,000-point list.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I think it's a good 1,000-point list because it's
Yeah.
got everything besides melee, but you don't need that.
Yeah.
Cool. This next one is from Brad Hines.
What's up, Brad?
This is another Drukhari heavy. No,
This is a DG list.
Yeah.
right. They just missed
Demon
the G
Engine
key on
heavy.
there.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Yep. So we got a Plague Caster, 6 Plague Marines, 2x10 Poxwalkers, 2x3 Death Shroud, 3 Foul Blight Drones. He doesn't know, or Foul Bloat Drones, doesn't know what to put on the gear. I would go Flesh Mowers.
Flesh
3
Mowers.
Blight Haulers, 2 Plague Witch Crawlers, and Morty.
Yes.
This is
What?
going to really hurt me to say, and it feels like glass coming out of my throat, but drop Morty.
No.
Morty never pays back if you're doing a tourney list. That he has a lot of bad hangups. He takes a lot of from there.
Yeah.
Honestly, the Scott lit, like Toby list that Bridger ran
Yeah.
That was a great list.
2 weeks, I think that is the utmost, like, best list you can run for
I mean, it's
DG.
just Death Guard good stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
you
just-
just take all the good units.
Yep.
Except Blight Haulers. There's no Blight Haulers on the list, and I am insistent that that is a good unit.
They are.
I think it's a good unit. I just like the Plague Burst Crawlers better now because I think in
But why not both?
you just run out of
You
it's
just run
that
out
or
of
you
points.
run out trade out the bloat drones, and I think the bloat drones are what really
No.
seal and
Oh, they're fast attack?
fast attack
Yeah, I still...
It's not a slot problem, it's a points problem.
point. You could drop them out, and then you start running out of stuff. So maybe you drop one bloat drone, and then drop the Terminator squad, and you trade that out for Light Haul.
Call me crazy. Call me maybe. I would actually cut all 3 Plague Witch Crawlers
I think you're crazy.
for Blight Haulers.
You're crazy.
Because
You're ridiculous.
No way.
You need a haircut.
the kind of mission, like what is the Plague Witch Crawler doing for you? Shooting.
Yes.
They both shoot enough to kill whatever. If they can see their target, 3 of either will kill whatever they're shooting at, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
If you're in range.
It's not a
36 inches.
It's plenty,
in range.
right?
No, but the MBH are only 24-inch range.
Oh,
with
yeah.
multi-meltas. Yeah.
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 24 when you're moving up is the whole board. And my argument
Okay.
is that Blight Haulers can move up and Plague Witch Crawlers cannot. Because you can stack all the buffs on Blight Haulers,
Yeah.
and they can be your unit out in the open. And then when you fight a Votan, you fight a Tau, you fight a Guard, you can still shoot back. Whereas I feel like the Blight Haulers, they step out in those matchups and they die.
I don't feel like they're tough enough.
They are insanely tough with -1 damage, 4 up, invuln, -1 to hit.
Which is why I support...
Are they? It's not -1 hit. It's -1 attack.
You
which is
give
pretty
them
good.
-1 to hit with
Make
miasma.
-1 to hit.
You stack all the buffs on
How do you
them.
give them -1 hit?
Miasma.
Miasma.
Can you put? I don't think you can put that on.
Put it on anything,
First game.
any Death Guard unit.
Oh.
You could put it on Morty. So you
I think
just
you
sit
put
them
on
out,
Morty, yeah.
and they're actually really hard to kill. And now they have a tough decision. Do they pull an angle on your Terminators and shoot your Terminators, who are holding objectives in the midboard and ideally hiding? Or do they shoot your super buffed up Plague Witch Crawlers? Or sorry, Blight Haulers. And that's a lose-lose situation in those shooting matchups. And I think those shooting matchups are Death Guard's worst matchups. So
Yes.
call me
I
crazy.
agree.
I'm going to cut the Plague Witch Crawlers and I'm going to put in Blight Haulers.
I might cut
Boom.
I might cut the. I'd keep the Plague Burst Crawlers and cut the bloat drones and just. Go
I think the
Blight.
bloat drones are key and you can't cut them.
Yeah, they're pretty...
They're your turn one
really
scoring,
good.
and nothing else on the list is fast enough
Wait,
to
are we
score.
talking
turn
about
one.
this list or Scott's list?
Scott's list.
I know. We would do that list because I think that is the ultimate way to play Death Guard, and I would change it. Plague Marines, I was a huge fan of Plague Marines. You need to run them. They can't just be on foot. You have to run them with a 10-man squad with a Rhino. And even then, I don't think it's worth the value versus a Terminator squad. I think with the changes to AOC, I think Terminators just are amazing.
Yeah.
The list that we're talking about, just for reference of people who are watching, it's 2 Plague Casters. I trade out the 2 Plague Casters for Typhus, but that's a personal choice.
Okay, hung up.
I think
guys, talk about the list. Don't do like give your subversions on the list when you're trying to explain the list.
So 2 Plague Casters, it's like 3 units of Poxwalkers, or
3x3 Death Shroud.
3x3 Death Shroud, 1 unit of 7 Blight Lords, 3 Flesh Mowers, 3 PVCs, Plague Surgeon, Tallyman,
Blight Spawn.
no Blight, and Foul Blight
Yeah,
Spawn.
Foul Blight Spawn. Yeah.
Yep.
That's it.
It's that you just take all 3 Death Guard secondaries or Warp Ritual if you don't feel comfortable doing Despoiled Ground. I know people don't like that.
Warp Ritual's great.
Yeah, Warp Ritual is fantastic, and you just take the center. You don't get charged, and you just sit back and
Relax.
Yeah, it's a fantastic list. My problem is I had played so much Death Guard last season that I want to move on, but I have to find a list stronger than Death Guard to move on, and I don't feel like I've found that. I feel like this list is very good.
You don't think your Space Marine list is better than your Death Guard?
I don't.
You are crazy.
I think my Death Guard list
Have you ever beat me with your Death Guard?
Oh, shots fired.
I've gotten a lot better recently.
Oh, I know what we're doing after this.
Yeah, so let's go get
Shots
it. We'll
across
do
the
it.
bow.
Yeah, but this list I think it has a lot of stuff over it. I think Morty just doesn't work out. If you really want to go crazy, and we're going to go to Crazy Town, you bring Manon the Transfigured.
Oh, God. No, we're moving on.
Yep.
We're not talking about Manon here.
What?
Manon.
He's a demon prince that gives you reroll to ones.
I regret asking.
Just a demon prince.
All right, here we go. Got a list from Sigismund
Hey!
himself. Thank you, Sigismund. This is a guard list. We have heirloom weapons and swift as the wind.
Excellent.
Wait, isn't swift as the wind a...
We learned
We
this
just...
today.
Yeah.
This is a Custodes
Custodes.
Captain Commander upgrade. We have Strachan, 2x3 Ogren, 1x3 Bulgrin, 2 Cyclops, and a Stormlord with 4 Flame Responsons and Vaunted Praetor. Shoot the Cyclops out of the Stormlord. Good times. What am I reading?
This is the most insane
What am
thing
I-
that, like, I don't know any of these words. I think you just took words from, like, different codexes and put them together.
The whole list is in a Stormlord. And first
Yeah,
of all,
because Stormlords can
What's a
hold
Cyclops?
30
first
people.
of all,
It's a Cyclops.
you're playing a Stormlord at 1,000 points, and bullying is not okay in the year of 2023, unless you're bullying Shayne.
That is funny. Yeah, okay, the Cyclops is the little exploding
It's the bomb
robot.
thing, yeah,
What?
which should not be allowed to
They
explode
literally gotta
itself.
go, "Pew," and then they explode and do mortal wounds.
But that's a shooting attack.
Yes.
At the end of the shooting attack, destroys the model. So I guess you can just blow them up out of a Stormlord.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like a bomb squig.
This is some psychopath stuff. This is what you find, like, scribbled on a prison wall.
This is pretty mean. I'm not gonna say that I would go that far, but it is pretty mean.
Ogren? I don't even know why you're running Ogren.
Because they're cheap and they fit in a Stormlord.
But so many other shooting things do.
Other over Bulgrin?
There are 3 Bulgrin
and Ogren.
and 6 Ogren because
but-
they needed to fill it and they only had 1,000 points.
Yeah.
Put car skins? If you're going to be this
I don't
mean-
think Casterkins can ride in a Stormlord. The horses get spooked.
Wait,
No, that's...
first of all, it's Kanzerkin. Second of all, it's not the horse unit.
Wait, what?
Those are Attilian jackals.
It's Alan Rough Riders.
Until Jackal's her GSC unit.
I know, I'm making fun of you.
The worst.
When are we going to the
both
Bridger
deserve-
versus Shayne game?
This is what I actually want to see. Kazakhin are the laser dudes that do the stormtroopers.
So they don't fight at all and wouldn't replace an Ogre.
shoot, yeah.
But you can't shoot mortals out of the boat. I think if you want to stay on brand for this list, the Ogren are good.
Are they? Don't they hit on 5s with their machine guns?
Look at the list. It clearly has a message. Like, that's the thing. I'm respecting the intent of the author.
Thank you, Adrian.
Yeah. Thank you.
You gotta learn that, Shayne. You can't just totally write a different list and be like, here, I gave you a new one. Here's a new list.
Yeah,
It's different.
It's the art of the super chat. You
This
have to
is
respect the question the
insanity.
person asking you, Shayne.
I love this list. I think it's ridiculous. And just like the person the Tau player, who has started the game with one model on the table,
Right.
and
Yeah,
is
who
going to
would win
bully
between
somebody
these two?
who just doesn't know any better. I think this is also just going to ruin somebody's day, and you're going to put it back on the shelf and be done with it because you're going to feel bad.
The question is, between those two, the other one's a 2,000 point list. But
Right.
imagine the 2,000 points version of this. Who would win?
Yeah.
That's what I
You're
want
going
to see.
you're going double the numbers of this. 2 Stormlords.
Yeah, we need this person on the channel. Yeah, just this. It's this whole thing, parentheses, times 2.
2 Strakens. Don't ask about that.
I love
What's
it.
Straken doing there?
Well, Strachan, but Olgren and Bulgren, they still don't get regiments.
They
so.
don't.
No, guys, it's just combat units in a Stormlord. You're overanalyzing. It's combat
are a
units in a
shooting
Stormlord.
unit. Changed my mind.
The Stormlord is the shooting. It uses its it drives up, it uses its
More flame
flamers.
responses.
People get out and they charge and they punch and you win.
This is so cool.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I would have the
Sven.
horse guy riding behind it.
The horse guy, which is not
Leontis?
Mexican. Yes, Leontis.
Yeah.
All right,
Firstkin.
I think we're done with lists. I think
Yeah.
we did lists.
I like it. They're just getting
Oh my
wackier.
God. Yeah.
We're just.
We're
like it.
reaping what we sowed.
This is what. What's the comp? End phase 9th edition looks like.
Yeah.
Is it?
Still better than 7th.
Better than 7th, for sure.
We do have some super chats here to close it out. Thank you, Steady
All right.
Breck.
Hey.
I miss Hobby Titans. Where is Hobby Titans? Unhappy smiley face.
I know. What's up with that? Look, we are working feverishly behind the scenes to make things happen.
We are?
We have not forgotten. We have not forgotten. And we're working on ways of bringing it back.
It's coming.
Better than ever.
Better than ever.
So thank you for asking.
Thanks, Michael Cody. Everyone have a week so good that you're happier than that guy Shayne met when he's taking a man's life.
Dude, those guys were so happy, but they were very old and strange.
That's going to be us one day.
Yeah, I'm like, is this the dementia talking, or is this a reflection? Are you the ghost of future past?
I would hope it's the first one. That would be sad in a different way, but there'd be less dead people. Yeah. Thanks, Michael Cody.
We missed. We're gonna get one more list.
I hope this is
It's
a
coming.
rules.
No, it's a list. It's a
Our
list
game.
coming. There was a super chat with an empty message, and I was like, just type it in chat, and they did, but I missed it.
Yeah.
So now I gotta. We'll come back. We'll circle back.
Okay,
circle
yeah,
back.
we'll get you. We got you covered.
We're gonna be like a Stormlord
list.
inside a Stormlord.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jaegerbomb. After the 10th launch box comes out in June, do you think we'll see the multi-part kits in September? Also, new kits like Assault Jump Primaris.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I know. I was really curious to see if we would see any Jump Primaris with the 10th edition reveals. Nothing yet.
I'm really hoping is that they always, like, the Primaris line, they try to, like, get to ground that they haven't done yet.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to see a Primaris jump unit with heavy weapons. Like, really like the Death Watch, like, double, like, the two-handed hammer.
Yeah, the heavy thunder hammer.
So if you had, like, a bunch of flying guys with, like, flying
That would be
hammers,
cool.
would be really sick. They could be like rocket hammers, too. And
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty
The
cool.
rocket hammers on top of it.
they
They're
studied the orcs, and they're like, these guys might be onto something.
and they use, you know how they're like using all this grav technology again? It's a grav in the thunder hammer.
Never-
though.
yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty. That'd be pretty
board.
cool. I'm
Yeah.
on board.
Yeah, we'll probably. I mean, I guess that's what happened with 9th edition launch. We had the Necron Warriors. No, I don't think. Oh, the Blade
It was
Guard.
parted out. It
The
took a
Blade
while.
Guard were
They did,
not
they did.
multi-part.
I still feel like it's weird that they.
I don't
do
know why
that
they
at
would do
all.
that. Yeah, just make one kit and just box
Yeah.
in different sprues.
Interesting decision, right?
Yep.
It might be a production thing. It might be some behind the scenes aspect that we don't really
Yeah.
Yeah.
understand. Like it was cheaper to produce for the box set in a certain way.
I guess because they would probably make more box sets than the individual box.
Yeah.
We'll never know.
Well, and they
We
were
don't work
on.
GW.
It might
Oh yeah, you know what? They
When I
were.
go
It
to
was a mixed
England,
sprue.
Yeah.
steal the secret files.
Yeah, the mixed sprue. So they were at that point. They're already producing a separate product. Might as well
Right.
make it most accessible version.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tide Ultra. Hey, Titans. Love the stream.
Thank you.
We did this. This is a list.
Thank
Sorry.
you.
With this new system, this is going to be a struggle for me.
Yeah.
Thanks. Digital designer, I almost let it go by that Adrian wanted to talk about Anthony's World Leaders list, so here's a chance to do so. After facing it, all I can say is it's real good.
It's awesome.
You know the list off the top of your head?
I do know a list off the top of my head. Thank you so much for asking. So it's Lord Invocatus and a Lord on Juggernaut. So you got 2 bubbles of the +2 move for core units.
Like it.
It's 5, maybe 6 units of 5 Berserkers with the Eviscerator, no icons. Is 3 units of 3 8-bound, 3 units of 3 Exalted 8-bound,
Okay.
3 spawn.
Heavy in that.
Yeah, maybe a Rhino too. But that's
Lots
it.
of MSU, just moves fast and punch face.
Mega MSU. I love it.
Blood for the blood god.
It's super cool.
Corn for the corn god.
I love it. I just need to get some more Exalted 8-bound so we can run on the channel.
Yeah.
We have a lot of regular 8-bound, but
Yeah.
it's
Is Exalted like its own box?
so. Well, here's the thing: you can't buy any of them right now. They're really hard to find. So
Alright.
what we have is we have 3 Exalted 8-bound we play as the actual Exalted 8-bound, and then the other things are all basically conversions, Horse Heresy models that we use for regular 8-bound. But I need something that kind of distinguishes it, that's like clear on the tabletop. So, but
Okay.
now we do have 3 that are the actual box. So it's
Okay.
like we're kind of partially committed to that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll find you guys some.
Oh,
Oh,
Might
that'd
be
be
a
great.
hunter.
Shayne.
2 boxes.
Oh.
Oh, if you want 2 bucks, I can get them.
Excellent.
All right, here's the list that we missed. It's Sam Wagner. What's up, Sam? This is Agents of Imperium boarding action. We have
Cool.
3 squads of 5 Acolytes, 2 Hotshot Laz, 1 Thunderhammer, all Plasma Pistol, Jericho Weaponsmith, Vindicare Assassin, Inquisitor, Ordo Malleus.
This
This
reminds
is
me of
cool.
a story.
Yeah, this time you can talk about it. This is really cool. I like it a lot. 3 acolytes.
3x5 Acolytes.
You get the Weaponsmith, Vindicare Assassin, Inquisitor. Order
I think this is all in addition to the Agents of the Imperium boarding action box. Is that a,
No,
is
this
that
is
a box?
I'm confused.
This is for boarding action, maybe.
That's what I thought.
Okay.
But it seems like a lot. It seems like so many units. I guess they're all really cheap.
Cheap,
these
yeah.
acolytes. This is really fun. So a lot of units, like having multiple of these small units, are going to be great for boarding actions. I don't even have feedback. I just think it's super cool. Vindicare, the sniper.
You can
Yeah.
take an assassin in boarding actions? That seems too good.
I don't.
Yeah.
I've never played it, so
Yeah, you can.
I can't really speak.
That
on it.
There's
seems
nothing
too
against
good.
it. But why the sniper?
No, yeah.
Why not the sniper, Adrian?
Oh, that's fair.
Did you know
Venusaur
his
is always
pistol basically has all the same rules as
Yeah.
his rifle?
Is it really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you can use it in combat. Not in combat, but like on
Yeah.
the next turn. If you
He's
can
like
engage.
running through the ship and he's
cool.
like, pew, pew. He's 007. You remember GoldenEye, the video
Yeah.
game?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's playing GoldenEye.
Odd Job's hat,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a
Powerful.
hat, but
but the hat was powerful.
he does have a grenade,
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's
which
like a
nobody
haywire
remembers. The
grenade.
Vindicare has a grenade.
Really?
Oh no, it's like a photon grenade, right?
Oh,
Yeah, it's not good. It's
Yeah,
like
okay, fair
-1 to hit.
Yeah.
You know what? I guess it's interesting because it's actually really tough to get to characters in boarding actions because of literally the walls. Unless you're one of the very few people that has like a fly or pseudo fly unit, it's actually really hard. Like you're almost phase locked out of characters in a way, right?
Yeah.
Because of like, all right, we have to go through this tunnel and we have to like shoot all of them and we can maybe melee them, but then they have other units and it's actually quite hard to dig out those characters. So I'm convincing myself on the Vindicare, but I'd be curious why not a different assassin.
I'm just happy to see the Jericho. I once ran an army that was 35 Jericho, Inquisitor Codiaz, and a pipeline. And it was insanity.
It was very silly.
Yeah.
And kind of good actually, because think about it, each of those monkeys could have a las cannon.
And they could all have flamers that was the thing is,
Yeah.
the pipeline made the flamer get an extra 12 inches
Oh, yeah.
with the templates. So you just shoot massive amount of flamer
30
shots
apes.
and Codiaz can give them rending.
And intercept too.
Yeah. So you're just like, yeah, I just melted people with 35 monkeys. They called it Barrel of Monkeys.
It was so cool.
It was the stupidest thing I've ever done.
I think this is a cool list.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Really fun.
Third-party models. It was great.
No, this
Not your list. No.
Oh, this list is cool.
Sam's list is cool.
Very
Your
cool.
list is silly.
Anytime,
I just want you to love me.
anytime you bring a piece of pipe to the table and you're like, this is a part of my army.
This is a different game. There used to be a spell where you could pick up a piece of terrain and move everything
Yeah.
that was on it.
Yeah, go surfing. It was great.
Yeah.
Play that once.
Yeah, game's changed a lot since then.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Thanks, Hamsterdam. Hey, Titans. What do you think about more spillover damage in 40k? Maybe make artillery or blast weapons make more sense. Ooh, what if instead of blast,
Oh,
being min
spillover?
shots. What if it was spillover damage?
That would be cool.
I would get behind that.
It's dangerous.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's actually more powerful than what it is now.
Yes.
Almost unequivocally.
Yep.
Yeah. I really like spillover damage if it's rare. It's a cool mechanic that they can add.
Agreed.
I hate that it's when AOS, I don't enjoy that it's everywhere because it reduces the number of like rolls you have to do for like saves so it can stop the math. It's like getting mortal wounds through. My Plague Marines, when they get that off, it's pretty much like I'm doing 30 mortal wounds.
Yeah, it just flattens the profiles a little too much. But used sparingly, maybe a little bit less sparingly than it is now, it's cool.
Yeah, I think it could be cool. I think maybe for a CP, you could have spillover damage on our artillery.
Sure.
And then
Cool.
that'd be a cool thing.
Thanks, Jacob. Looking to get into the hobby and had 2 questions. What's a better beginner army, elves or bugs? And should I start building an army now or wait until 10th and know what the rule changes are?
Great question. I definitely know. I have an opinion.
I would. So it's Eldar or
Tyranids.
Tyranids. Eldar, I think, is a safer choice because Tyranids are getting a massive overhaul.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to get a lot of love in the beginning of the edition, which is, if you're looking for longevity, it doesn't. There's been issues in the past where if you're the first one to get the rules, then you're the last one to get updates. Eldar have a very nice niche kind of design that it's like, you can buy 1 unit of like Dark Reapers, you can buy 1 unit of Fire Dragons, and 1 unit of that is good enough, and they really respect the one-off. So if you're kind of moving around, getting different things, Eldar are a little bit more forgiving in that. Now, Eldar kind of feel like they're a more higher skill cap army, that you'll have to have the patience to learn that. Where I think Nids can be more forgiving, but Nids are very, we're unsure where they're going to go.
Right now they're unforgiving, or they have been.
Yeah.
But I agree. I think Eldar, for all the reasons you just said, and they're going to be a more traditional army, and it's going to be, they're more elite, so it's less to work your way through.
Yeah.
I think for pretty much every reason, I think Eldar is the right choice right now for starting. So definitely excited to have you as part of the hobby and hang out.
Yeah, it's a great game. I like playing it.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Siege Roots. I forgot about a Hammer Strike Speeder, so I guess I can turn that into a point score. Splitting the Desolation Squad actually put me to 2K exactly.
Oh, perfect.
Good.
There
Yeah.
we go.
Good. I love the Hammer Strikes.
Yeah, they're
They're
great.
super cool.
They are pretty cool. And I love that you're still running Deso Squad, despite what these mean men are telling you.
I think
I
one per
like
every
it.
Space Marine
I like
list.
He did the opposite of what both of you wanted. You like 10s and he's dropped it to 2 5s.
Well, this is
You
what
don't like
Gillen
them
did.
at all.
Yeah,
No,
that's true.
I do like it. That's the thing. I'm literally saying that I think you should run 5 Desolation Marines in every Space Marine
He's wrong.
list.
All right, well, I support you in whatever you pursue, Siege Roots.
As long as it's the right answer.
Yeah. As long as it's Black Templar.
Thank you, Sean. This is on behalf of Hexen, whose country restrictions don't let him donate. Happy gaming, Hexen.
So kind. Thank you.
And Hexen did become a member, so
Awesome.
what's up, dude?
Heck yeah.
We'll see you around on the tabletop. Thanks, Matthew Powell. Worst rule idea. Cast your mind back to 7th edition. Intercept. 10,000 point game. Spent 3 hours shooting my friend's drop pod marines with my Tau in his turn.
Yeah. Oh my god, it
Yeah.
was so bad. It was such a waste of time. It made it miserable for everyone.
Yep.
Oh, I'm glad that's gone.
It's
Yeah, it
a
was just
cute
when you
idea.
came in for reserves, that Tau could just shoot you.
It's a cute idea. Like, I can see why they made the rules thematic. It's like you wouldn't just watch them drop in and not do anything.
Right.
But it's a huge waste of time, just like Overwatch. Everybody used to Overwatch all the time for free.
Yep.
Go
Make it
with
a
that.
strat. It's good when it's relevant. We'll do it. Same
Yeah.
with Intercept here,
Yeah.
you know, and limit it.
Yeah.
It just was
It was too much.
bad. God,
Yep.
let people play the game.
I agree. Let people play. Let my people play. Is this another list? We have another list.
Oh,
Oh, no.
I'll come back to that because I got to copy paste it.
sure.
Thank you again, Matthew Powell. Best rule I remember, 4th edition, taking penalties and buffs in the Space Marine Codex, running 6 dreadnoughts, beating my enemies with metal models, profit.
He doesn't mean literally, right?
Well, it's a little.
Yeah.
It's actually not ambiguous at all. I do enjoy a good metal model. I think it's important. These stealths
The old-fashioned stuff.
They got some heft.
got some heft
Yeah,
to them. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
I like it.
Boom. We got one from Watchers in the Dark.
Oh, what's up, Watchers in the Dark? Our friends from the YouTubes. Check them out.
This is a Death Guard list. It's a Demon Prince with sword and Plague Skull. Oh, I love me a Plague Skull. We got 2 Plague Casters, 2x5 Plague Marines, 2x10 Poxwalkers, 1x10 Blight Lords with 2 autocannons and 2 flails, a Tallyman, a Foul Blight Spawn with the Vats and the Stink Vats and an Inexorable Warlord trait, 3 Flesh Mowers and 3 Plague Burst Crawlers, 1 a GT and an RTT.
This is definitely in response to the two of you saying that Scott's list is the best Death Guard list.
Well, I didn't say it was the. In fact, I introduced a specific change that I would make to Scott's
It's like
list.
pretty much, though it's like the same thing though. It's like not that far off.
Yeah, exactly. It's very conceptually similar. The Plague Marines are interesting, right?
I don't. I want to like Plague Marines. I'm having a very hard time getting the value that I want seen out of them. Is they kind of die, and they're just very inconsistent.
Yeah.
Versus -1 damage and a 4-up invuln.
Yeah.
Is really nice. I also another thing which I know people really do like. I do not like Demon Princes in Death Guard.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm not a fan. There are a lot of points.
Did we just become best friends?
I don't think that's how that works.
Oh, okay.
I like that. So for me, when I take a Demon Prince, it's because I need a second caster and I want to get a little bit sauce on top.
And they have that.
But they already have that, so you don't need it.
Yeah.
Again, if we're going to be critical of a list that wanted GT and RTT, that's what I do agree with that.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. So,
No,
yeah.
I'm not doing that. But if we were to, no Death Shroud, which is interesting.
Yeah.
It eschews Death Shroud for a few more units.
It takes instead you take Plague Marines and
And more Blight
The
Lords.
Demon Prince.
the Demon Prince. That's it.
Yeah, and it's got the same drones, same PVC.
Yeah.
It cut
I can
a couple
working.
support
I
characters.
think there'll be situationals.
Couple support characters.
Yeah.
No Plague Surgeon, which is something I know we're a little bit skeptical.
I
on
was
Scott's list.
leery about it, but I can
I haven't got
see
the,
when it's relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He can only heal, and the 6-up usually doesn't make enough.
The 6-up is insidious. It like pops up when they're killing you exactly. Like if
Right.
they have 3 damage down to 2, that's a bad example. It can offset. It can save you wounds at a time where it's crucial, because often you just need 1 model to live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's,
No,
I think, why they
I do
take
feel
it.
that. I go back and forth. I have a hard time. I feel like you either take him or you take the biologist Putrefier.
Ooh, yeah.
And that's, like, you don't have enough, the town isn't big enough for the both of them.
Fair.
That or you get rid of the Tallyman, but that's sacrilege.
No, you need Tallyman. Tallyman's great.
Yeah.
It's funny, neither of them actually have the Biologist, right? Does Scott have Biologist?
Correct. Nobody
Yeah, he goes
has.
Plague Surgeon.
Nobody has Grenade Man.
I know.
But just
I
no
like
respect.
him a lot.
I like
him a
Nobody
lot.
takes him.
Be able to take the mortal wounds with him and even the grenades for the Blightning
Yeah, it's pretty
is
great.
actually a pretty good reversal ability.
Yeah, I'm into it. I wonder why people
They
don't like
auto
him.
hit in close combat. It's insane.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the Demon Prince. I get it. You throw it up with it can be reinforcing the Blight drones.
Yeah. It's a faster Plague Skull, unless this is a foot.
Yeah.
It's marginally faster.
Yeah.
They go 10 inches
The
versus
10.
6. Yeah.
No, versus 5.
Yeah.
But you're going to
Twice as
advance.
fast, y'all.
In either case, you're just advancing and throwing the Plague Skull.
Well, that's still a D6 on top, so that's equally the same.
Yeah.
I get it. It just the Demon Princes just never really pay off.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. That's
Yeah. If they would just give the Demon Prince a plague weapon, I think that'd probably change me.
God, my favorite time to play Death Guard was, not to get too off track, but it was during Psychic Awakening. I loved my Death Guard.
Yes.
So fun. 5 Feeling the Pain for Chaos Spawn. You could get an invuln save from the Bellman, and there was a brief moment where there was a Relic Plague Sword for the Demon Prince. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, I'm totally gonna play this.
It was great.
And then the new edition came out, and they're like, oh, that's gone. Here's the new Death Guard. And I was like, oh, I like this a lot less.
Yeah.
So that was the last time I was really playing Death Guard.
Yeah. They were cool.
They were really
So-
cool.
Custodies were also
like it.
dope at the time.
Yeah, exactly. That was a great series.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just say you just have to go every time. 3 Plague Burst Crawlers, 3 what's it called? Flesh Mowers.
That's what they've got.
Look, I'm not sold on triple Plague Crawler on every list. I know why people are taking
You
it.
can play yours your way.
It's point and click. Like it's the it's the easy out. It's like if you don't want to think about it, I'll just put 3 Plague Crawlers in.
That's like,
Yeah.
well, sure.
But
we
it
could
helps
get-
because you have a reach problem, and
get
they
creative.
give you reach.
Get creative.
Block flying then. Thanks, Watchers in the Dark. Check them out on the YouTubes.
Yeah.
Great people.
We do have another list here from Breakdown.
Hey.
30 crew, 30 hounds, 9 crew talks, 3 shapers, 10 vespid, 18 Narlock riders, 3
What?
greater Narlock, and ethereal and some marker drones.
This is insanity, and I love it. You want to take Kroot and aliens, and if you can get that ethereal out of there, I think that's the only problem. I would just not take any.
I love it. This is awesome.
Really, Kroot need more representation in the ethereal court.
I know, why the ethereal? You've already got Legends models in here, so it's not to make it more competitive.
Oh, is this Legends?
So
Most of this is Legends.
Most of it.
Oh.
The greater Narlocks are actually really good if they were legal. They're like 60 points for a bunch of they're actually really great. So yeah, unfortunately, a lot of the awesome Kroot stuff is not legal right now. But I like this list a lot. It's just all Xenos allies.
Wild that they made that all go to Legends, because they actually have models for it.
Yeah, I don't think they've made the models for it for a while.
Yeah.
They have them, but I don't think they're making any more.
It's a shame. They're gorgeous.
Yeah.
They're
I
cool.
want to track
Maybe
them
that's
down.
what we'll get in 10th edition.
More Kroot.
I would love to see the alien side of Tau get more explored.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I'd also even love to see like a fully Kroot army.
Yeah, you can take a Kroot detachment.
No, fully like a book that's Kroot.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, we're wilding now. That's cray cray.
they're like their own society.
Are they?
Yes,
Well, they've
no,
been
they
mostly
are.
crushed
They
and
are.
subjugated by the Tau, but
Well, no, I mean, but like the Kroot balls, they're giant spaceships that are just Kroot megaspheres. That's a real thing.
wait, are there both really
thing.
giant spheres?
Giant meatballs?
Yeah, the Kroot. I mean, Tau have like spaceships, and Kroot have megaspheres, which is like a planet that flies around.
What?
What are they doing
this feels
hanging out
made
with the Tau? Yeah.
It's not made up. You want me to show you
Like
a Kroot
Bridger collaborates
megasphere?
with Matt Ward.
No, Kroot mega.
He gets some dreams from Matt
megasphere.
Ward.
They're psychically linked.
Yeah.
Look, here's a
Dream of the
weird
nice-
picture of a
that's
Kroot war sphere. It's like,
Oh, it has like technology.
well, yeah, the Tau made it, but the Kroot live on it.
Yeah.
Okay, I imagined it was like made of like
Flesh.
leather. Yeah.
No. It's
I
still
thought it was like a
technology.
giant
Making
meatball.
space, like a planet out of.
It's a
meat.
planet-sized spherical ship that doesn't look like a spaceship at all.
Okay.
Well, how do you know what a spaceship's supposed to look like? There's no directions in space. Sphere would be fine.
He's actually not wrong.
I mean,
was the
okay.
wisest thing
all
he
right.
said all day.
I'll allow it.
I'm learning.
Super fun list breakdown.
Yeah, more Kroot in 10th. I think we that's our output. That's our response to this list. Is we
That's
want
our-
more Kroot in the
Yeah.
world.
Would you say that that's our breakdown of the list?
That is our breakdown. We have also a follow-up from
cool.
Mr. Cellophane. There's an update on Scar's list.
All right.
It's
We're editing live. I like
a
it.
company ancient. Oh, he was saying this in chat, and I should have. You shouldn't
Yeah.
have to super chat for this, Mr. Cellophane. I apologize.
For our own incompetence.
Yeah, so the company ancient gives +1 to hit in close combat.
Oh, so you give them the upgrade. Points upgrade. I think you give
Right.
that. We missed
the
that.
company command.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So
then
you just sit there and you send literally just one unit on the point, and
so what the list is you
Right.
put all the buffs on a unit, which I was trying to express to you guys.
I got that.
All the
got
buffs.
that.
All
Yeah,
the
I'm
buffs.
getting it.
Send
And you're
them
like,
out.
cool. It kills one thing, and then
That's what would happen today?
Got him. Oh, you got so bad, Shayne.
yeah,
Oh, you got so bad.
yeah, no.
It's very toxic
Maybe
right
it
now.
maybe it works.
No, the +1 to hit, that actually is helpful.
Yeah, no, it's good.
That makes sense. That's why you don't need any relics, because the points upgrade, and that's like all you need.
Big on aggressors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4's rerolling is good, but 3's rerolling is better.
Yeah, no, I can see it working.
Yeah, no, that's a big upgrade for them, actually.
It's just such a weird list. You're like, I'm just gonna sit back and just one unit into the center.
It's
like,
super
what are you
9th
doing
edition,
at 6
though.
objective map?
Well,
It's-
you have to play a flank. You still have to play flank,
Yeah.
right? And then you send into the other side to make them deal with it. I feel like that's how White Scars have to play right now, because it's like, oh, again, you're like waiting. Is it turn 3 yet? Is
Yeah.
it turn 3 yet?
Yeah.
So like, you need something to do while you're waiting, and it's sending one unit in.
And just, I guess Desolator's just killing.
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
do you sit there
frankly.
and wait?
Yeah, exactly.
I did.
Thanks, Cellophane.
How am I missing super chats? This is a problem, guys. I missed one from Siege Roots. Thank you, Siege Roots.
Yeah.
So GW says they're making 40k simpler. Please stop me. I'm starting to look at Heresy very deeply.
Oh no.
Forge World, Ultramarine, Legion Praetor purchased and all.
Uh-oh.
Sounds like it's too late though.
I don't think there's anything we can do about that. Heresy is great, but also let's not burn any Warhammer Fantasy armies before we fully see how everything comes out.
And simpler is not a bad thing. having the game streamlined and not being like, oh man, I did not know 30 pages of your rule book for seeing your army for the first time is.
Yeah, we've been saying
It's
this
not
for
a
2
great.
years.
It's not
much.
great. Yeah.
Look, I do this professionally, and I still can't get out the rules right. Which
Yeah.
either means I'm really bad at my job, or it's just too darn complicated.
Okay. What
You know what I appreciated? There was a point in chat where people were saying that of like
Yeah.
professional content creators who do this like 16 to 20 hours a week, just the gameplay.
Yeah.
Can't remember all the rules.
Yeah.
Clearly there's a problem. And I love that as an argument from a bystander.
Yeah.
Because for years we've been like, guys, this is too much.
too much.
And people weren't listening because they just have their one book, they play their one army, and they're like, I know my one book because it's all I play. It's not too complicated for me. But I love that the everyman finally understands the misery.
That and there's multiple edits and different rules and them adding and removing stuff. Like
too much
there's
change
so
too
much
fast.
stuff going on.
And let's be honest, like, I love getting into the details of all of it. I know a lot of you also, that's why you're watching.
Yeah.
But most people that play 40k they're not going to be able to play at that level.
Right.
It's just frustrating.
Yeah.
Like, that is not the majority of players out there. So we gotta recognize that. So,
Okay, last super chat for the, now it is evening. Last super chat for the evening. Thank you, John Stank. Great name.
what's up, John?
Yeah.
GW mentioned once per turn per data sheet abilities. How will this affect Thousand Suns and other factions with a small range of data sheets?
Once per turn, no, so this is fine. I'm imagining it like, imagine it's like in Sigmar, where they say, I can't think of a specific unit, but imagine it's like, I don't know, captain. A captain gives a buff, maybe, and it's plus 1 to hit, or rerolling, or chapter master. But it says a captain in your army may do this.
Right.
This is done so you don't take 5 captains and
Yeah.
spam it out. It's not going to be a rubric squad may cast this spell.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to be smarter about it than that. There might be like the master priest guy for Thousand Suns. Their prayers will probably be one model may do this prayer, or whatever.
Right.
But I for things that you literally want to and need to take multiple of, they're not going to do that.
They really hate like spam, especially of characters. That's like
Yeah.
the one thing they're really trying to.
It's an elegant solution. I'm surprised they haven't done it sooner, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
they could have done that during 9th, and they haven't. So
Yeah.
I think it's a
Yeah.
smart
Well, it's a
thing
more
that Sigmar does.
before having choose abilities versus auras. Yeah.
Well, it's like choosing and saying one of these things from your army.
Right.
Yeah.
And they started to get onto that idea in 9th with like, you can only have one captain per detachment.
Yeah.
You can only have one chapter master per list. You can only have, right. And they started to push that onto more and more books.
Yeah.
They're getting there.
Yeah.
And even auras, right? It's while your unit is benefiting from
Right.
is within range of this ability, it's this. It's not the opposite, where it says the person giving the aura says if a unit is within range of this ability,
Right.
you get a plus whatever, and then they all stack a million times. So they've
Yeah.
started to try to do that, but this is going to be
Yeah.
more explicit. That's how I understand it. I assume I could be wrong, but
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think it'll be too bad. I don't think they're going to purposely try to gimp those smaller ones.
Yeah.
Okay. We do have some more super chats here. I'm putting it out.
Yeah.
Okay, chat. After these, we're done. No more. We want to go home and eat dinner. Thank you,
Yeah, all go out to
Tide.
dinner together. Friends.
Thank you, Tide Ultra.
Hey.
Mono Tempestus makes Scions troops. They can take Auxilia and Commissars. They don't get Born Soldier. They're 6s to hit, score an extra hit. Tempestor Prime and 5 Scions is 150 points.
Oh, it's just a little
Cheers.
bit over.
Yeah.
That is just a little bit over. That's a bummer.
Dang. So wait, there's 6s to hit, give them just an extra hit versus automatically wounding? Oh man, that's a good trade up.
Nah.
As long as you make all your wound rolls, it's a better roll.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeesh.
I mean, it has to do with when those books were written. Scions came out. Scions with...
No,
with,
the science rules got all rewritten in the new book.
It's in the book.
but those
You
were
don't
just
want
an
people to
evolution
choose
of
right.
the existing Scions rules that they printed like 8 months prior, right? They mostly copy-pasted the existing Scion rules that got an upgrade from the Guard rules separately.
Yeah. Well, in 3 months it won't matter.
That's fair.
That's true. None of it will matter
It makes
very
them,
soon.
It makes them troops, which means they're OPSEC.
Yeah.
And that's good enough for me, you know?
Yeah, I like more bodies.
Yeah. If you
More-
don't have points for the 2, just 2 Scion squads probably. Don't worry about
Yep.
the prime.
Yeah.
you were planning on doing without them anyways, so
1K anyway, so.
yeah.
But, yeah.
You don't want to
You want just bodies, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much for the update.
Okay, last one.
What's up?
Kamu Crimsite. Eldari, they run Ayandin for lore, but this list is Simhan.
Okay.
So
Okay.
keep that in
You
mind.
need to clarify. It's fine.
Got a couple of Spirit Seers, 10 Wraithblade with swords, 10 Wraith Guard with cannons, 10 Fire Dragons.
Love it.
A Wave
5
Serpent,
Desolators.
6 Shining Spears, 6 Shroud Runners, and 3 Warlock Skyrunners.
Awesome, I love it. Cool. So I assume Simhan because Simhan, famously, not a bike faction, actually a melee faction.
Yeah.
So you get the advance in charge for a CP. That's why you take that here. So you get your Wraith Blade in, you get your Shining Spears in. 10 Fire Dragons is a lot. I might consider 2 5-man Fire Dragons. Gives you just as much anti-tank, and sometimes 10 is going to be too many.
I would raise you 5 Fire Dragons, and with the points, you take the Falcon to deep strike them.
Ooh, that's actually not a bad idea either. It's a delivery mechanism, and it has good firepower with the pulse laser.
Yep.
So I like that. You might need to cut some points somewhere else, a little bit. But 6 Shining Spears, 6 Shroud Runners.
Isn't the problem with Shining Spears that their bases are too big, that you don't want to run them in big squads anymore?
Yeah, the bases are pretty big, so I'd
On
probably
their new
split that.
bases, yeah.
Yeah. I would split almost all of these things. The Wraith Blade, the Wraith Guard I like as a 10. That's fantastic. The Wraith Blade with swords, I might also split, frankly.
Do they get the infantry keyword, or they...
Yeah, they're
infantry.
Okay, so they can pop through walls and stuff.
Unless you, you can fortune the whole big squad, so that's not
That's
nothing.
not bad.
You can advance and
They can
charge
make
them.
it prim tough.
So you keep them 10, but I would definitely split the Fire Dragons. Maybe take Falcon instead of half of them. Split the Shining Spears, split the Shroud Runners, and you're cooking.
Isn't that crazy to think that...
Coolest.
Is there a unit that can, like, resurrect the Wraith Guard? No.
Yeah, no, unfortunately.
No, the Bone Singer is Legends now.
Legend.
Okay, that's what I was thinking it was. Yeah.
But super fun list.
Okay, yeah, I like it. I think it's kind of got that. You've got... The thing is, like, what are you doing for scoring? You're not doing Wrath of Cain. You're not... You're not doing the Ranger secondaries, like Scout the Enemy.
It's not amazing for Scout the Enemy.
I guess if you
can.
break up the Shroud Runners, you could Scout the Enemy.
Yeah.
Behind enemy lines, that worked pretty well.
You can, Warp Ritual,
Warp.
2 Spirit Seers.
Yep.
Engage. And frankly, you could grind because it's a pretty darn elite army. You could grind.
That's a good suggestion.
It's a lot of fun. Have fun.
Yep.
Well,
I hope that was satisfactory.
we did it. That was that's
We did it.
longest good talk we've had since Brian's garage. I
I
think.
know, seriously. So let's wrap it up quickly before any more come in.
Yeah.
It's been a lovely chat. Thank you all so
That's so
much
much
for hanging
fun.
out. We really do appreciate it. We're teasing you, but thank you so much. Thank you for the gifted memberships that just came in.
Oh yeah, we did. Caldor just sniped out Breakdown, who was one of the list people.
Did you get them?
Yeah, we got him.
Oh,
Yeah, sniped
what's
him.
up, what's up, what's up? It's been lovely, of course. We're going to continue putting out content following 10th edition, but 9th is still heating up. Stay tuned. Lots of things coming on. Once again, Shayne, thank you so much for coming on. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
man. I
Always
love
a
coming
pleasure.
on or having my models on or whatever.
Yeah, sometimes both. I love
Yeah.
it. Although we are playing your Imperial Knights on Tuesday in the members game, so if you're interested, we're playing them versus beautiful, beautiful Night Lords, and we are testing out some show upgrades just for the members, so tune in then.
All right.
Other than that, thank you all so much for hanging out. We'll catch you next time on the tabletop.
Bye.